Give me coffee in the morning, gotta have the caffeine. Wake me up, shake me up, dip me like a lassie. One sip, two sips, and I'm feeling so alive. Coffee in the morning, it's the best way to survive.
Coffee in the morning.
Woke up in the morning, sleepy eyes yawning. Jumped out of bed, started the day, opened the curtains. Felt the cool breeze, the sun shining on my face.
Sun shining on
But
my
something
face.
was missing, I needed my job to chase. Give me
Give
coffee in the morning, give me coffee in the morning, gotta have the caffeine. Wake me up, shake me up, dip me like a lassie. One sip, two sips, and I'm feeling so alive. Coffee in the morning, it's the best way to survive.
Good morning, good people. Woo, we made it to morning. Dragging a little bit, but we made it. Good morning, crew. Welcome on in. Everybody come in and get comfy. Get comfy. Yeah, I wasn't on mute, was a butterfly. Normally I am. I looked down, I was like, oh, well, whatever. Whatever. It's all good. The sun is definitely shining here in Florida, and it is so hot outside. I couldn't even sit out there with my morning coffee, but I'm not going to complain. Winter's approaching, and I'm not happy. Oh, Carrie, did he finally give it up? And you, Mama said, I got to give it up too. Right along with you, baby. We get it. Oh my goodness. So we ended up staying in here until about 1 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, and we got the AG trial done. And of course, for those of you who didn't make it to the end, they did return the verdict, and she was found guilty, obviously. But that was a crazy little mini trial, wasn't it, guys? Those freaking text messages just went on and on. That was way, way worse than that shit over there in Karen Reed's text message debacle. Anyway, we're going to get into the Koberger stuff again this morning and try to wrap some of that up. I don't know if you guys have seen it on the Twitters. That's where I saw it first this morning, and I did leave a comment, Mr. Fixler, wanting to know if they're going to release this body, or not body cam, let me say that differently. Will they release the footage they got through a FOIA request to the public without stupid little ads all in the video? Can we do that? It's called a FOIA request. I'm waiting on mine, but you got it first. But yeah, we're going to take a look at the new video cameras from 1112 King Road. We're going to see Molly, the DoorDash driver, walking around with her flashlight. We're going to see Koberger driving around. And then sadly, we're going to sit there for all the minutes he's inside that house, and we know what's going on during that time. We're going to take a look at that before we jump into these documents. Making your breakfast. Girl, I hadn't even done that. I think I'll just skip breakfast and go do lunch. Because I do light breakfast anyway. If I eat a big breakfast, guess what's supposed to happen? I'm going back to bed. That's about what's going to happen. So I'm just down in the coffee this morning. I went to bed right after that thing. Wait, I feel like I listened to something and I fell asleep while listening to it. I don't even remember what it was. And then, yeah, back up this morning. So here we are, guys. Let's get busy on this. That was a crazy trial, Forrest. Little mini trial they had. I can't believe they had to do it again, because of the crossword lady. Psycho stuff. Psycho lady. And you guys didn't even get to see the video or the images from her, like the pictures of her arrest and the way she looked at that time compared to the granny on the stand that we saw. Two totally different women. They tried to make her out to be some little old granny up on the witness stand, didn't they? Who loved Brooklyn so much. She's like, come on over here and do it. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Enjoy your stay in the Florida State prison system, ma'am. You and your son. His immaturity sitting up there swinging back and forth in the someone in the comments had noticed earlier when we watched his testimony from his trial, somebody in the comments made a comment about him fidgeting in the chair like he had ants in his pants. And y'all notice when he came and testified in his mom's trial, he was just sitting there swirling around, all immature acting. That's not going to get him far in the prison. It's not going to get him far at all, is it? He better toughen up a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, let's pull this up and I can share it with you guys and we'll get to looking at this. She sure did, Forrest. I was just trying to do whatever would work. I was using the baby. I was using the lady. You're just trying to save yourself from the horrible way you spoke with your child. And let me tell you, I'm a very sarcastic mother, and I've raised some very sarcastic, smartassy children. But we do joke and we are sarcastic with one another, but never, never like that lady was talking to her son. And then she tried to justify it, right? Lady, you've talked to that poor child that way his entire life, all of your youngins. That's why your mama had them. I've saw Carrie, I know, and Steve's right. Okay, because I've been watching Steve Gonzalez for 2.5 years now. He's not wrong about that. They don't need to see those crime scene video or crime scene photos circulated all over the internet. Do we need to see them? The only reason we would want to see them is to see what Koberger did, especially to Ethan, right? But I don't need to see it. I can read a report about it. I hope the people who do get those in FOIA requests will do it respectfully. If I come across crime scene photos of the bodies, we're not going to show them here. So I hope that doesn't happen. There's going to be a lot that comes out, and Steve does agree with it's all public. I mean, it is what it is, but there are some sensitive things we just don't need out there. I wouldn't want my kids' images out there like that. Mm-mm. Yeah, her cry angle doesn't work well, does it, there, Forrest? She better step up her game with her cry angle. Okay, let's get this screen up here. And this is Kevin Fixler. He's already got a little attitude out there. He's thinking people are stealing all his stuff and not reporting where it actually came from. Look here, sir. Kevin Fixler on the screen. Idaho Statesman. They were the first ones, I guess, to receive this in FOIA request. But what he did do is they embedded damn ads throughout the video, and I don't understand that because it interrupts my flow. Oops. Okay. Hang on, that's not going to play for you guys. I got to do it a different way. Hold on. Let me get it up there and then hit play, and then it'll start. It's just aggravating with those stupid ads. Hey, Sajoy, welcome in. Good to see you here this morning. We're getting a little later start than we usually do. We were all up late last night, chilling. Okay, now we should be able to view. Let me get this damn ad. All right, guys. There's not even a reason to put any volume to it because they don't talk. And I'll talk for them. Haha. So this is the full video. It's not the full video because there's some things missing, like the rideshare driver bringing the girls home that night. That timestamp is not on this video. So it starts at 3:30 a.m. and runs till 4:20. The girls were home before 3:30. And this camera would have seen that rideshare car come through. So he didn't get the full video. Now notice 3:30:24, guys. There comes Koberger into the frame for the first time. He creeps past 1112. That house, I want you guys to notice this house at the end, the big house with all the lights are on. That is Jack DeCore's house. That was Kaylee's on again, off again boyfriend, Murphy's daddy. You gonna tell me Murphy didn't run from house to house from time to time? I'm gonna go see what daddy's doing. Oh, I'm gonna go see what mama's doing. Anyway, this is Jack's house. There's lights on in the house. Eventually, this bottom floor light's going to go off. Before that happens, you can barely see it. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a heads up. Let me see what timestamp it is. At 4:04:57. No, wait, that's not it. It is at 3:33. So in 3 minutes from now, when it's rolling, you guys have to keep an eye on that house. You're going to see a person, and they, for some reason, they put it at 15 times speed. But that's how I barely saw it, and I had to go back 3 times and make sure that's what I saw. There's going to be a guy. There's a door to the far right in front of that white, I guess it's white vehicle sitting there. There's going to be a guy run out of that, or come out of that door. He's going to run down the street toward Taylor Ave, over towards Sigma Chi. And I'm sure they'd talk to that guy. Now, the thing about all the lights in Jack's house, Kaylee and Maddie were trying to call Jack over and over and over, and Jack wasn't answering. Jack said he was at home in bed. Jack's not the only one that lives there, though. There's a bunch of guys that live in that house, right? So I'm not saying he wasn't in bed. I'm just saying I noticed when that bottom floor light went out, and I also noticed when a guy ran from the scene, or not from the scene, but jogged away from the home. We'll put it that way, because we don't know what was up. Okay, he's going to come back out and leave. I'm trying to get this out of the way. There we go. There he comes. He's leaving. So he's already, now keep in mind the Linda Lane footage, and I'm going to go back and put some stuff together, but I have the videos on the channel. When that car comes past this house and goes right past King Road, remember, it's going back to Linda Lane and turning back there, and it's being spotted on that camera at the same time. They're 2 different cameras capturing this car. So when he goes back to the back, it's being captured. What I don't understand is how he doesn't ever see Molly. So that was the 3:33 time mark. See their damn ads. Okay, so he's leaving. Now this is some of that stuff that Dateline got leaked to them. There goes Running Man. Did you guys see him? I'll play it back again in a little bit for you guys, but you could bear, and there's people moving around inside of Jack's house, you can tell. He's about to come back. There he comes. And he came back down Walenta. I could see the lights coming from Walenta back behind Jack's house, and when he turns right into Taylor, off of Taylor. Walenta turns into Taylor. And there's people still moving around in Jack's house. 3:40, he's leaving. He's going to do some bizarre stuff here in a minute, and it goes back to the PCA, and I kept saying, how do y'all know it was in front of King Road doing what you claimed it was doing? Well, it wasn't in front of King Road house. It was right beside 1112. That's how they know it. But the PCA said it happened in front of King Road. Like, there's no way you could see that without a damn camera pointing dead at that house. Never made sense to me until I saw this video. And I was like, well, they didn't explain that exactly the way it happened. Good Lord. I could starve to death on some of that food they sit down in front of people. Like 2 bites. Okay. So 3:40, he left. See the car back there on Walenta? I wish they would slow the speed down, because you have to really pay attention to that road back there and those lights. And that's what I kept watching for. And there's still people moving around Jack's house. Now, here, Molly's coming here. Here comes Molly in her Subaru. At 3:46:14, she enters King Road. Now remember, Molly got lost back there. She didn't know what was going on. And I'm saying, lady, get back in your car, Molly, because the Idaho slasher's out there and you just don't know it. Walking around with your damn flashlight. Okay, we're going to see her come into the frame in a minute, right here beside the porch. And she's going to walk with her flashlight. Oh, shit. Stupid ad. When I was on my phone watching it, it was letting me skip ads. Actually, when I was on my computer earlier, it was letting me skip ads, but it's not now. They can take their ads and shove them straight up their behind. Go live, Kevin Fixler, and play your video. Maybe you'll get a super chat. Okay, here we go. There's Molly. Do y'all see her? No, right over here. They kind of got her. They got her highlighted so you guys can see her. And she stands there looking at her phone for a minute. And then she's going to walk back. And she's got the DoorDash in her hand, it looked like. Okay, now the time is rolling again. The car went behind the Willenta. Well, I don't know what that random car was leaving. It wasn't Molly. They've sped it up 15 times like we got bionic eyes. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Okay, 356. Here he comes. Is he noticing that there's still movement in that house? There's lights on. What is he thinking when he's doing all this, right? And there's still movement in Jack's house. 358. He's, oh my God, he's leaving. Little children playing their music. Okay, 358. He's leaving. There he goes back by Willenta. Y'all see him fly back there? Come back. Okay, DoorDash driver is now leaving the scene. So think about that for a minute. While Koberger's riding around back there, she is back there. Remember, she says she went and parked behind the King Road house, back there where we think Koberger parked. She says she got out. She walked down that little street between King Road house and the Queen Road apartments. Did he see her back there? And he didn't realize she was a DoorDash driver, but just saw somebody. He's like, I can't do it yet. That person's got to get out of here. I don't know. Did he even see her at all? I think there's a damn good chance he did, but he didn't know she was going to that house because she wasn't parked in the driveway. She's got her car parked in some weird ass situation. Okay, 404. There he goes behind Willenta. Did y'all see that car? There he comes. 404. Now think about it. He's going to go back here. He's heading back to Linda Lane right now. It's going to pick him up back there. And at 407, he will duck down behind the Queen Road apartments. He's doing it twice. Got that damn time sped up. Come on, get out of here, ad. This messes up the flow of everything. I can't. So annoying. Thanks to Kevin Fixler and the Idaho Statesman, we have ads. At least I didn't hit a paywall when I tried to view it. Jesus, make me pay to see public records. Sir. This ain't Delphi. Stop that shit. Hoarding up stuff. Okay, what is he doing, guys? Watch. He backed up. And now he attempts to turn around or park, according to the PCA, in front of the King Road residence. That's not the King Road residence. That's 1112 King. Now he's going to go to the intersection, do his weird three-point turn. Did he contemplate parking in their driveway, guys? Why did he even do that maneuver right there for? He's like, oh, I'm going to go back. Now he's going to head back toward the Linda Lane or the Queen Road apartments. And he's going to pull around. And at 408 and a half, he dips down behind the building. Lights go out in the car. By 409, I think he's inside that house. Now think about this, what's happening right now. There's going to be some sound come onto this in a minute. Let me get it on. Okay. 412 TikTok. Damn ad.
Der Club.
Oh
Der
my
Club.
God. I don't want to hear him talk.
Der Club.
I don't give a shit. 412, Xana was on TikTok, and that dude was already in that fucking house. I'm not down with this old man dancing in the barn with the fucking rake. What in the hell's happening? The cows liked it. Okay, whatever. Okay, 412. He's still in that house, wreaking havoc, and unalive innocent people. Weird pawpaw dancing. Think about, he's in that house doing this shit, guys, right now. Now they've slowed the clock down. Okay, well, I got to get the sound back. Shit. Okay. Guys, at this point in time, he's in Xana's bedroom, 50 feet away from this camera, according to the PCA. They hear a thud, whimpering, and a dog barking. The dog I hear barking, I don't know if that's Murphy. This dog is not happy, whoever this dog is. And if it wasn't Murphy, why is it so hard to identify this dog? Because can't you ask everybody in the neighborhood, do you got a damn dog? Go ask the folks on Walenta back up there, do you, one of y'all got a dog? Was your dog outside last night? Easy peasy. And the girls are texting. Dylan knows something's wrong. 419, that's when Bethany texted her back.
Stream better with Restream. Stream
God.
on multiple channels. Go live on YT and TT.
I already know about Restream. Shut up. We're using it now. What is that? Is that the thud? And if Murphy's all the way up on the 3rd floor in Kaylee's room, I just don't know that that's Murphy. This dog sounds a little more bulkier, a little more vicious, maybe. Would y'all picture that type of dog making this kind of bark? Like, this dog is hearing something happening. I just don't know which dog it is. And again, remember, he's in Xana's room at this point. Hear that damn dog? Did Dylan not hear this dog? There he comes, 420, speeding away at a high rate of speed. That's how long it took him to go in that freaking house and do what he did. We're going to watch this again, and I'll try to shut up and let y'all just flow with it. But keep an eye on that timestamp, 3:33:41. You'll see the person leave Jack's house. 3:46 is when Molly's going to enter the picture. It sounds like a bigger dog, Carrie. I agree. I wanted to get you guys' opinion. And I'll let it play all the way through, guys. I won't say anything. We'll just watch it and observe. You guys notice what you noticed. And like I said, keep an eye on this back road back here behind the house.
Stream better with Restream.
Okay. It does sound like a bigger dog. Did y'all, I mean, I don't know much about that type of dog breed that Kaylee had, but he was still a puppy, right? I don't even think Murphy was a year old when this occurred. He might have been right out of going on a year old. So he was still a very young dog, right? And y'all know they don't come into their own till about 3 years old, you dog owners. Y'all know that. They don't start to really mature until about that age. Start showing their a little, possessiveness over you and things like that. They're like little babies. Okay. I'll pull it back up and let you guys watch it all the way through. Y'all grab your note pens, pads, whatever you need to do if you want to take notes. And you may notice things I didn't notice. We unpack this shit together as a community over here. Okay. Oh, sorry, Butterfly. Damn, I even heard you come through. I invited my buddy up here and I forgot to get her up here. Sorry. There you are. Hey.
Hey, buddy. Hi, Salty. It's all right. You were in the middle. I know how, you know, focus. Let's focus. So
I
I get
heard
it.
you when you come in, but I didn't. I was like, yeah, then I forgot. So thank you for reminding me there in chat.
It's
Like, I
okay.
don't even have the phone chat pulled up, so I'm just going by what Restream shows me. And y'all know Restream's a little delayed on that.
Yeah,
So,
you're
yeah,
good.
okay, cool. I know you had your thoughts on Miss Aggie, whatever the hell her name was.
Mm, yeah, that woman.
It's a crazy lady.
Do we know how much time she may get? So
We
we
have to
hear
watch
like
for her
when
sentencing.
sentencing.
That's it. I need to check on that, Butterfly. I'll check and see when her sentencing is going to be, so we'll know.
Mm-hmm.
Sentencing for Aggie. Um, I know her son got the life, but I still need to figure out if he's down there with Stearns or not. So I'm gonna look into that shit later on today. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the screen back up, guys, and we'll watch the video one more time. And this time I won't interrupt. I'll just let it flow because this is super interesting to me, especially when I know in my mind I'm comparing the timestamps and I know what Linda Lane is picking up. And that very end, though, the dog barking is this dude is in
I
that
didn't.
house doing that shit. It's
Yeah.
makes you it's I don't know. It's kind of overwhelming, right?
Yeah. I don't know if the dog stopped barking after he left. That's what I want to see. Like if he
Well,
stopped.
yeah, if we can get like the FOIA for more of this video, like the
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes after to see when that dog finally stops barking, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long does it bark once this car leaves the area at 4:20? We know at 4:19, Bethany was texting Dylan at 4:19. So
Yeah.
is he out the back door at 4:19, 1 minute to get in the car and haul ass out of here at 4:20? So I got to put,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to timestamp things in my head. And I know she texts Dylan at 4:19. He speeds away at 4:20. Do they not hear this dog going the fuck off?
Exactly. That's what I was asking.
Still,
Like
no
I
shade
would
at the
want to know.
roommates, but yeah, what? What? Have a talk with your youngins, people, because
The
they're
middle
not
of the
smart.
night and your dog is going off. Like, wouldn't you
Yeah.
want to know
Oh,
why?
wait, it's not going to. You wouldn't say, do you hear? Because then when they were texting, when we were reading the motions in Lemony with the text threads, I don't recall either girl mentioning a damn dog barking.
Mm-mm.
They
But the
hear,
camera picks it up, so that means it should be like other people outside of that residence should be able to hear. Why is this dog going off in the middle of the night for no reason?
yeah,
Like
4 o'clock in the
somebody
morning,
lurking.
after 4 a.m. Um, People may be used to a dog every now and then, and it doesn't really make them be alerted, right? If you got a dog in the neighborhood that you got a neighbor with a barky dog or barks at every car
Right.
that passes, are you going to get up and look every single time? My dog
No.
is the opposite. She rarely barks. If
Yeah.
my
That
dog
was my
barks, you better
question.
get up and go look, right?
Yeah.
Um,
What's the
but
norm
yeah,
for the area?
I don't recall anywhere in those text message threads these girls talk about a dog barking. Dylan talks about the noises she's hearing and the bushy eyebrow guy and the vacuum cleaner and the fireman and all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but never a damn dog bark. Oh, wait, let me pull it up the other way so I can get the whole screen up there. And remember, we also saw in the documents that they took a dog out there and they did a test. Remember that in the documents to
Mm-hmm.
see about this dog barking situation. I'm like, y'all just couldn't ask around about who owned the dog.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's weird.
Well, I know. Like my house, I sleep with my fan on. So if a dog is barking outside, I'm not gonna hear it. But my
Yeah, I got the
the
fans on
sounds.
as well.
Yeah. But my camera may pick up the sounds of a dog barking at another house. But
So
I don't know. How do they sleep? If they don't sleep with fans, I mean, it was winter, so they may not. So you may be able to hear more sound from the
you would
outside.
probably, but if you're passed out, like, okay, so they're a lot
Right.
younger than we are, right?
Yeah.
And they were drinking and all the things. If they're passed out, are they the victims aren't going to hear this dog? Because Xana might have, but
No.
Xana was being unalive during the process,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. But Dylan and Bethany, come
Yep.
on, come on.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, she heard enough to think someone was there, so she had to have heard other things.
well, she did.
Mm-hmm.
She heard what she thought was Kaylee running up and down the stairs, but I think that was Coburger. She heard a yelling. She heard, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." But they didn't hear this dog.
Yeah.
The dog barking sounded real close and angry. It certainly did. Almost sounds like a German Shepherd. It gives me big dog vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it, guys? It gives
Yeah.
you a big dog vibe. Okay. I'll hit this and let you guys just listen or watch. Okay. On. I'm trying to get it. Wait. Get back here. Wow. When y'all see his car come and go, keep eye on that back road, though. He goes different ways at different times. Jesus Christ.
These are annoying. It's not just like every couple minutes. It's
I
like
know.
every minute.
It messes up the whole flow, doesn't it?
Ugh. Skip ad.
Looks an awful lot like a Elantra, doesn't it? I'm no car expert, but
Is a
my God.
problem.
Need to get back on the road?
Nope, that's not good.
Want to get out of here?
Yeah.
Here for it.
Okay. There comes Willenta. He went. That was a different car. Hold on. There he comes. There he is. That's the door. Molly came down Willenta as well, because you can see when her lights come, and there she is entering. Oh, Jesus. It won't let me.
Is that someone walking right there?
That's Molly, the
Oh.
DoorDash driver. Skip. Why don't it let me skip? It won't let me skip. So that's Molly, the DoorDash driver. Remember, she says she got out of her car and she
Mhm.
walked around with a flashlight, and that's her. She's looking at her phone. She's got the DoorDash in her hand. I'm telling her she better needs to go out of there. There's a killer on the loose.
Mm-hmm. And she considered herself lucky because if she had ran into him while he was running out of that house.
Uh-huh. You ain't lying. See, that was just some random car that they flew by. So I'm assuming Molly's still looking for the house. Like, it's a big giant house with the door numbers right above the door, Molly. If you were a juror, would you think that car was a 2015 Tom Dan Launcher?
So where's this SUV that they were saying
Who was
in the
saying?
the documents that we read was
What
saying
SUV?
one that part. Didn't they describe it as a like a cream or tan colored
But
SUV?
Molly claimed that
But
she
yeah,
saw? Yeah,
yes,
it's not here. I don't know what Molly was talking about. Neither did the
me either.
prosecution. That's why they went and pulled the body cam records for themselves and looked at what she said about parking next to Brian. She never did.
Mhm.
But I think that he saw her.
Mhm.
She might have saw him, but didn't know what she was seeing.
Right.
She's the one that said she saw a tan car and spiky hair guy.
Yeah.
I never see a tan car come into the frames anywhere in this. Only 2 cars that come in are hers and Brian's.
Mhm.
That don't mean the other guy wasn't sitting back there already, like he lived back there maybe, but she said he drove by on that little street between the house and the apartments.
Yeah.
I guess y'all know where I'm talking about, right? I can show y'all the map in a minute and show you what we're talking about, where Molly said she saw us. So here he's acting weird. I said I was gonna mute out, but I lied. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I will be silent during the audio of the dog and all that to hear those noises. What was he doing here is weird, right?
Looking to see if she was still there, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Well, he backed up though, and
Yeah.
then he decides to turn around. So leaving the neighborhood again and coming back through, he does this stuff instead. You're, shining lights in people's houses at 4 a.m.
I
You're not
know, right?
a rude
Oh,
ass,
nobody's gonna notice you,
right?
and it didn't, but so cameras did.
I mean, it's risky. We're risky business. I got a
Mhm.
car outside my window and lights are going around. I'm gonna be like, what are they doing?
Right.
Now here's the time he's inside that house, guys.
Hmm.
4:12 TikTok. Damn. Oh, my ears. Damn. It's sad to think that that's what's happening right now while we're watching this stupid surveillance video or ring
Mhm.
cam shit. Makes me want to go in that house and just stop him.
Right.
It really does. I'll go in there and show you how it feels to be stabbed up, dude.
Mhm. Stalk down.
Okay, here goes the dog.
You know.
You hear that?
Yeah.
That's Xana. There's a backstory to this audio that people faked a long time ago.
What's that noise? You hear?
It's them. It's their stupid video. Damn. There he goes. He's Volenta. You can see his lights go back there. There he goes. Get the hell out of Dodge. Back. media
Stream
the
better
neighborhood.
with Restream. Stream on multiple channels. Go live on YT and TTV at once to grow your.
That's
Dog,
eerie to listen
yeah,
to.
the dog barks once after he's gone,
And
but
then the
not like it was when he was there.
yeah, but then the video stops and we can't hear past the
Mm-hmm.
past that mark.
Right.
Well, Rachel, it's the Idaho Statesman, right? So let's not put the full blame on to Fixler. But yeah, Fixler's big mad about people using his content. But the content is public stuff. And then people that didn't reference that he interviewed Bill Thompson, I did. I can't help what everybody else is out there doing. He needs to
Mm-hmm.
calm down a little bit.
Well, he just watermark his videos like Plunder does.
Yeah, well, he's not Plunder.
Watermark
He's not a
all.
YouTube creator. He's a reporter working for the Idaho
Yeah.
Statesman, and you had to paywall every time you go to look at one of his interviews. So he's breaking in a salary. People like
Yeah.
me on the YouTube, I don't got the money to FOIA request all this stuff. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
raking in the dough over here on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
But so we rely on people like him and Plunder, who graciously lets us have access to it. But then their Idaho Statesman wants to throw a bunch of ads up in there, whatever. It'll be out later without all that. Trust
Right.
me. It'll be out today at some point. If that was Xana screaming, then how do you explain why Dylan never heard it? I can't explain it, Nikki. She says that she did hear some sounds, and she also heard, I'm going to help you. When the hell was he saying that shit? I also heard that, I guess it was Thompson, Bill Thompson said it in one of his interviews. I haven't watched all of them, that there's no proof that Brian Koberger sat down in that chair in Xana's bedroom. Like Dateline alleges that he did, that the perpetrator sat down in that white chair in Xana's room, soaking it in blood. What? Was there just blood spatter all over it, right? No indication somebody sat down. Because I'm thinking, when did he have time? Did he sit down for a second and go, whoo, and then jump right back up? I mean, it wasn't like dude sat down and chilled unless he
Right.
used that chair to sit in to do whatever he was doing to Ethan's legs. That certainly sounded like probably Xana over Ethan that I could hear. Do y'all want to hear it again? You can turn it up loud. Let me pull it up one more time and we'll go to that part, the ending, because it doesn't make any sense with the noises we can hear on a camera outside next door. And you just, God, they could have got this guy so much faster if those girls had just called the cops that night. And I know hindsight's 2020 and they're in therapy for all their mishap. I get it. But what if?
Mm-hmm.
Could they have gotten him so much faster because they were able to act a lot faster? That video doesn't show a license plate, though. How could you identify that car?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know that they would have caught him faster because it took the DNA to identify him. It wasn't grainy car footage that identified Brian Koberger. It never will be. And their little media tour claiming that they would have got there eventually is a bogus media tour. But
Yeah.
okay, y'all do you. I'll leave you alone. Y'all pretend y'all would have got him without the IGG. I'll let y'all pretend. Y'all can play pretensies all you want.
I think it's just them being there for so long without any type of 911 call or anything is what we all have issue with.
It ain't never made sense from the day we read the PCA and the reports came out that these girls survived. It
Yeah.
never made sense to any of us. Never, never, never. Even as more came out about what was actually going down in that house, it left more questions.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to remember I was that age once and I got kids that were that age. So I can't be too hardcore on her, but damn it, as a mama, trust me.
Yeah, we don't
My kid would have
understand.
had some long ass talks. There would not have been this, no. Once the loving and the making sure my baby was okay, then the real talk comes. I'm not that mom. We're having a damn talk right now.
Right, Nikki. The cops were there within minutes after the 911 call,
Yep.
so if they had the phone at 4:17, they'd have been there by the time he was pulling on at 4:20.
They could have put a bolo out that night for this white Elantra, and every cop in town could have been looking for this car or a white sedan, right? And pull over everybody you find that night. But it is what it is. So it just doesn't make sense. It makes me feel bad for
Mm-hmm.
Xana because her friends totally spaced out.
Yeah.
You saw her on the ground, but y'all say it's kind of normal for Xana to pass out. Quit throwing shade at the girl. Jesus, on the floor?
After you hear noises and
Yeah, we're not. It
then
won't
she
fast
thought she
forward to the
fell or
noise
something.
port. We'll get there in a second. I'm gonna let it play till it does. Yeah, it just adds more to it, and I
Mm-hmm.
guess maybe her little GoFundMe and her money raised for therapy will help with all that. TikTok 412. Was Anna eating her DoorDash on TikTok and he was upstairs on their third floor and she had no fucking idea until she came from her room toward the kitchen and screams, "Someone's here!" And he chases her back to her room. Where was Brian Koberger standing when he says, "I'm here to help you"? Was that in Xana's bedroom? How did Dylan hear that and not a dog? So weird. Okay. All right, y'all listen up. Okay, I have a different pair of headsets that are so much better than the ones I have, but the mic won't work when I'm live, so I don't use them. I got to put them on later because I just heard something I gave me fucking chills.
What did you hear?
Xana's running from this dude in that damn living room, and she is loud. And when does he scream back at her, "Don't worry, I'm here to help you"? And I'm gonna get mad in a minute, and I shouldn't, because I know nothing would have changed what happened in that house. Ugh, that poor dog was left outside for 30 minutes on a cold November night, and then let him back in at 4:45. Debatable when that dog got let back in. Who let it back in? I know it got walked that night, and Bethany was like, "Do you have the dog?" And they didn't know where he was. I'm not sure that's Murphy barking though. Murphy was found inside Kaylee's bedroom when the cops got there. Was the backslider left open and Murphy came back on Murphy's own? Was that Murphy barking? Right? Because if Murphy went outside and they couldn't find Murphy and they all just laid down, I don't know that Kaylee would have done that. Would they have just went to bed and passed out and, "Oh, well, Murphy will come back when Murphy comes back"? We heard the friends talk about how Murphy would run off occasionally and they couldn't get him back. And then when they did, they'd go inside and shut the door so he wouldn't run off anymore.
You see Jeff's
We didn't get the
comment?
finished story. We didn't finish the story about how this damn dog turned up back in that house. Hey, Black Hawk, dude, I've been talking about you. I've been wanting one of your videos back on YouTube forever and a day. That drive from Pullman to Moscow with all that awesome footage you got was amazing. When the white car stops in the middle of the street and attempts to back up a little, then pulls forward, that's where LE says he attempted to park. Right. Exactly, but the PCA says it was in front of the King Road home, and we always said, "No, where's the camera that sees that?" Now we see it's actually beside 1112, right? What did Jeff say? Let me roll back up.
He talks about the WSU police officer.
I bet the female WSU officer that pulled over old bushy eyebrows hearing about the lack of crosswalks in Pennsylvania would have wondered if maybe this could be the guy they should look at. Well, she didn't call in a tip, did she?
Right.
Pullman's over there going, "Oh, they don't need our help in Moscow." They're not even looking for the car that we found. We found the 2015 Hyundai Elantra in November, but, Moscow Pullman's over there, they're good. They got the FBI. A month later, they get the name Brian Koberger, when the dude at WSU had it in November. PCA says, cop at WSU finds 2015 white Elantra, pulls the driver's license, and the guy's got bushy eyebrows. And did anybody call Pullman or Moscow in November and tell them that? No, because they weren't looking for a 2015. We had to wait a whole ass month on the FBI to give us that name. So yeah, guys, that is a crazy. I got to hear that better because Xana's loud. How can that 50 feet away camera pick up Xana
And she not here
if
right
she's
across the
not
way.
yelling, if she's not being loud? That camera ain't that darn good. Come on, it's a college kid's house with a big old fat light bulb camera. It's not that damn high tech.
Right.
I always wondered
One
how
of
it
those
could pick up those
Amazon
noises like
cameras.
that, right? It couldn't have just picked up minimal noise. It had to be loud noise, and that's crazy that it picks it up. Hmm. All right, guys, so we're going to dive back into part 10 of the Koberger investigation documents from the Moscow Police Department. I'm going to, maybe I'll make a video later. It's time consuming, and I'm not sure if I feel like it. I'll just be honest. I might. But to coincide with the Linda Lane footage as well. Maybe the dog was scared by the fireworks that Bethany witnessed. What the hell? Nikki, what was that? We don't
I
know.
know. I'm wondering.
I still don't know. So they're like, I've heard people say, well, maybe it was something from the top of the stairs. I'm like, but she said she saw the flash under her bedroom door. Do y'all know where Bethany's room is located? She couldn't have saw a flash from, it had to be a really bright flash. What was flashing and popping? Did he throw a firecracker down there? They would have found a burnt out firecracker. So if a firecracker wasn't recovered, and we know that none of the victims were shot, so it couldn't have been a flash from a gun or a bang, that's almost as weird as the fireman carrying the vacuum. I don't know what these girls
Right.
did on that night, guys, but I don't want none of it.
Yeah.
I'm good with my coffee and gummies.
Right.
That keeps stuff like that at
Safer.
bay. Mm-mm.
Right.
It did sound like a flashbang, Nikki, but would there be evidence or trace evidence of a bang? There's going to be soot from where this explosion occurred. There's, science behind it. There's crime scene technicians. Where's evidence that a flash even occurred or a little mini explosion? I don't know what these girls were doing that night or what they were actually on. Maybe the drugs that were found in the home actually belonged to those two. They were the ones up all night. Shit. Who's to say that rolled up straw in Xana's room really wasn't theirs and they were in there all night with her doing that? Something was going on. Note to self, don't get that intoxicated at college and don't lock my doors up and all that. Flashbangs are used in hostage situations. They are. They're quite commonly used. And don't think he wouldn't have got his hands on one. I mean, shit, we've seen you can go out there and order clothes that are cut proof that look like normal clothes. And I often wonder, did dude go purchase that online? I can do it right now. I can pull the website up and show you. Looks like regular clothes, but you will not be stabbed.
I wonder if he had any gloves on like that.
They have them on that website, and they're even better. Like the restaurant gloves are too bulky and they have they're chains, right? Restaurant cutting gloves are useless. Well, they're not, but they are if you're tiny like me and have small hands. And I managed restaurants for way too long, and it's a whole ass story. But they have different ones, right? in the same way. Dolphin and I deep dove that shit 2.5 years ago. Kill suit. What in the world? Let's go looking and what all's available. And we were like,
Mhm.
whoa, you can buy a shirt like that looks like that and it looks real. You couldn't tell it was to prevent. And what they're designed for is all those billionaires out there who don't want to be attacked. And the clothing wasn't that much. I mean, like Koberger could have pulled it off, but if he'd have purchased that type of stuff, would he have purchased it on his Amazon account? Would he have bought a
Right.
little gift card for
Gift
himself?
card.
Right? It would be in documents, or maybe
Yeah.
no. Well, maybe not if they didn't know where to check to see where he bought stuff. That another broad search warrant. Who all bought this type of clothing? It would have been
Yeah.
a
Would he have used Amazon? So
probably
that's
not.
what.
There's specific website. Well, they may sell
Mhm.
it on Amazon, but there's very specific websites that
Right.
type of clothing that we
Oh,
looked at.
thanks, Nikki.
Aw,
I'm from
thanks,
I'm from
Nikki.
Texas.
She's from Texas and I'm from Northwest Florida. We different than those people down there in Central and South. We are a whole different breed down here. I'm on the Alabama line. I'm on the Floribama line. Y'all come party with me. Woohoo, we got a big ass bar on the line. Quite a little famous bar too. Yep, Floribama. Then they're done that. All right, let's get these documents pulled up. We can start deep diving and see if we can get this wrapped up by the end of the week. We don't got but what, another day?
Yep.
And we're still waiting, of course, on the. I haven't even checked the Koberger documents this morning or docket this morning to see if they've updated anything besides that last report we got where they're going to start unsealing going backwards.
Mhm.
Okay, we left off at. We start now at 251. So let me pull this up and get it to download. I got to remember my flow. We can go with the flow. Oh, let me switch papers. Okay. I looked down at the wrong notes. Okay, now we're cooking. 251 and 252. Well, 251 and 253 were weird because they're looking at comments, and I wondered if it was the Facebook group. Let me pull the screen up here. See what you guys think about it. It's a very short one pager. Because I know when they did that YouTube warrant in 2024 in June, July, they wanted subscriber information, comments. I mean, it went on and on and on. And I was like, damn, whose YouTube channel are they looking at? Comment section. Let me stay quiet in the comment section. And like I said, in the Pennsylvania documents, I was telling you guys when I was going through there, and they had all those 600 and something FOIA requests. Then they had all the screenshots they took from Facebook, I mean, from the Twitter, and people's in the comment section. I'm like, oh shit, am I going to be in that batch? I wasn't. Thank God. That's why you don't have my real name up there. Okay. This report, like I said, this is 251. On November 22nd, 2023, I received 2 emails from Facebook in reference to case redacted. The email stated, we became aware of an issue where a previous production associated with this case may have been incomplete. The issue only impacted comments. The supplemental records are now available for download. And this was a Facebook reference. So were they looking at comments in one of those Facebook groups? Were they looking at Papa Rogers comments, trying to figure out if Koberger was Rogers, or was there other stuff they were looking at? Oh yeah, WSU Mom Kim started off in the Facebook groups before she made her way over to the YouTubes. Because somebody in the Facebook group recommended she go find T-Riv. She's like, okay, hold my beer. I mean, my glass of wine. Hold my wine. Here I come. Here I come is a private joke between me and my sister. If you, maybe one day I'll tell the story. Oh wait, old boy was good. Oh, here I come. Oh, good times had by all. I think the Hoover thing Dylan saw could have been one of those infrared guns which show up blood traces in low light. Oh, I was thinking a little portable MVAC. You can buy one. I looked. I just had to go look. Vacuum cleaner, handheld. Hold my beer. I'll be back. And boy, you can certainly buy one. And all you could do is suck up all your DNA with it. But I thought, man,
Trace
that might,
evidence.
yeah, and you can buy them. And I was like,
Mhm.
did he buy one of those? Was that the vacuum?
I,
Nah, I don't
I
think it
have one of
was.
those. They're
I
pretty small.
debunked
They're
my
not
own
that big.
theory. Hold on, I can't hardly hear you. I feel like I'm talking over you. What's going on here? Let me make sure you're turned up back here.
Yeah, my mic's all the way up. Can you still not hear me?
Okay, now I can. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. It's like, wait a minute, she's talking. Okay, let me get this other document pulled up. I don't know who this was, but we'll read it. The initials didn't right off the bat ring a bell to me.
yeah, I have one of those little vacuums. They don't pick up much, so I don't see what he would be picking
Well,
up.
this vacuum that I'm talking about, an impact, is a
Mm-hmm.
forensic tool, and it was developed and used to try to extract DNA from bullets and metals, and it's used in a lot of applications now. I watch all kind of forensic videos on different things, and so I've always been curious about this little impact because I wanted it used on that bullet in Delphi, but no, they didn't do that. But anyway, it's portable and it looks like a handheld vacuum cleaner, but it's designed to take it to crime scenes and remove DNA from surfaces. And I wondered, is that what he had? But I don't think so. I think it could have been the knife, honestly. And if he had it wrapped,
Yeah,
shirt wrapped around it, the way it may have looked in the dark. Do you know what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
yeah. Salty, you're breaking up a little.
Breaking up a little.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It sounds like you're on fast forward a little bit, and then you're kind of breaking up.
Oh, holy shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know what's causing that.
Me either.
Guys, bear with me. Technical difficulties and all that good stuff.
That's better.
Okay.
That's better.
Or the big black blade of the K-bar. Yeah, it's about the size and shape of, that's what I'm saying, Jeff, of the crevice tool part, right? I think that may be what she meant when she said a vacuum. Was it really a crevice tool? They make short ones, they make long ones, they make, all y'all know. I think that might be what she was thinking. I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get this up here. You guys can see it along with me. And it's so short, but I don't know who these initials are. It says, I think they're in, well, I know they're in other documents, but this was 252, and it was by Chief Fry on 12/12. So a month after the murders, I booked in the audio recording of the interview with SP. The SP initial has shown up before, but I got to go back and see which document it came from. And was this, what was the audio recording? What was the interview about, right? There was no other witnesses out there. Is this somebody from WSU that they interviewed about Koberger? Because remember, we read documents where they've already talked to people from WSU and their initials were in there. So I have to go back and double check that. You have a handheld Dyson? Yeah. I mean, we already know the girl wasn't thinking straight to begin with. So
Yeah.
I don't know where she got firemen from, though. Firemen don't carry vacuums, but they carry like hoses. But I can't understand why she mistook him for a fireman. That part's baffling.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Jeff, did he grab something and wrap around it? I don't know. But that, I can see that because she was found in her underwear, right? There's no telling what he picked up to throw around it. Even if he did even wrap anything around it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of us are on the same page that we feel like that could have been the knife the entire time. Mr. Steve on True Crime Web did a really good reenactment in his basement of what Dylan might have seen, and he took into account the lighting, the distance Koberger would have come toward her, the whole thing. It was beautifully done. And you can see, and he does one with a knife and without. You can see it in his hand, but you can't make out what it is. But it looks like something. We'll have to review that video, guys. It's been a minute since I watched that old video. But shout out to Mr. Steve at True Crime Web because he put it in his due diligence. Well, yeah, Jeff, fireman wearing a balaclava. Okay, so did she mistake the balaclava for like a fireman's helmet? Because she was heavily intoxicated on something.
Well, she was seeing and hearing other things, so who knows? We're all baffled.
She was seeing and hearing things. She just didn't know what the hell it was. I just don't know with that one. I don't know with that one. So 253, we're not going to pull up because that was the same thing as the Facebook one about comments in the. Now we know they were looking at the girls' Instagram accounts already, and was this a comment section of their accounts, looking to see if Koberger had ever interacted in that capacity? Could be. Now, 254 was a report that they received the notes from Detective Tollison because he was present during the autopsies. He's the one Ann pulled training records on because he got in a little mishap. He's with the state police. Really wasn't him. It was his partner. He ended up getting not charged with anything. But boy, people ran with that when they realized Ann pulled his records, and we figured out why and got the whole backstory. I've read all the documents about that case. Because I wanted to know too, hey, if there's something amiss, I'll find it and point it out. Thank you, Forrest, for reminding everybody to please take a moment to hit that like button. We do appreciate it. All you guys coming in and being a part of the conversation.
Yeah. I was actually just writing it in. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so let me get this where I can see. Okay. Report number 254, and it was written by Brett Payne. Thursday, the 22nd of 2024, I received an email from Sergeant Gilbertson containing 2 scanned documents. The documents were notes taken by ISP Detective Tollison during the autopsies of the 4 victims in the case. I attached the scanned documents. So, look, they got his notes because Ann's wanting all the notes and everything. I don't want your report. I want that, but I also want the note you made the report from. So everybody remember we read some other documents where they were all gathering their notes and making sure they had all that. That was to turn over to one of Ann's many discovery requests. Okay, let me mark off where I'm at so I can keep up with my list here. The next one is where Kathy Mabbitt, is the coroner in Moscow, and she turned over, I think it was thumb drives containing x-rays. Let me look. Let's see. We're here. Okay. Like clicking gets on my nerves. Okay. Look, one of my pet peeves is calling an office and hearing that damn computer keyboard in the background drives me insane. I don't know why. Yep. I drive myself crazy on my keyboard. I'm like, shh, shh. I need to get one of those really quiet ones. I can't take it. Yeah. I'm weird. Y'all, I'm weird. Okay. On February 22nd, 2024, I received a thumb drive from the coroner, Kathy Mabbitt, which contained x-rays taken of Chapin, Kernodle, Mogan, and Gonzalez at the Spokane coroner's office during the autopsies. And they booked those into the thumb drive into the evidence. That type of evidence really doesn't need to come out there. You know what I mean? What's it going to prove? Are we going to examine it and determine what, make sure it was a K-bar used? Like we're experts on knife wounds, right? We just don't need it. You can get a written report, and that, to me, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get my comment section pulled up here on the side because I cannot keep up with it on Restream. That's my only issue with Restream. It's laggy on the comments. Okay. Whoa, and my phone was turned up. Now I hear myself talking. Turn down. I have to watch the chat on my phone because then it's like it keeps up with chat better. Okay. Phew. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining us and joining the conversation. That's what it's about around here. And we've been unpacking these one by one, going through them. We've got the playlist going. If you guys want to go back to the beginning and listen to them, you're welcome to do so. Now, I did not finish previewing some of these last night because we ended up going live and doing the Aggie, whatever her name was, doing her trial. Yeah. And so when we got done last night at 1 a.m, look, I ate popcorn during the last part of that trial. I got hungry. So I go in there and I make popcorn. I'm sitting there eating. But yeah, I went to bed after that. And this morning I didn't get up early enough to give a little bit of a ahead of time. So we're just going to unpack it. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I was watching till the end with one eye open, but I finished.
I know. That grandpa attorney, my goodness.
Oh gosh, that part was fun.
Maybe that's his last case. You know what I mean? One last hoorah. He got confused a couple times. He couldn't read his own writing.
And she asked if she thought that her counsel was effective.
Yeah.
You noticed that?
Yes. I was waiting for her to say no, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we're good."
Yeah.
Y'all put me on the stand and heard my little sob story. Did it work?
So when she goes to appeal for ineffective counsel, well, look, you said this, lady. Don't be trying to change it.
Exactly. Bingo, ma'am. We all watched it right there. The judge asked her. She said, "I'm good. I just need y'all to understand. That's how me and my son talk to one another, and I loved Brooklyn." Well, you can love her from the prison. All right, so report 256 was
Forrest.
Well, Forrest being funny. Good old
You're on speeding up again and kind of crackling again.
I don't know what's
a little bit
causing that. Hold on, guys. Sorry.
I wanted to tell you before you started reading documents again.
Maybe you'll have to read. Shoot. Is it time for me to order a new headset? What the hell's going on? Okay, y'all know I'm still rolling that little cheapo from the Walmarts.
It just sounds like you're on fast forward, and then it's a little
fast forward.
So I don't know what causes. Yeah, like you're 2 times, not 1.5 speed or something, or 1.25 speed.
That's crazy.
And then it goes away. Yeah, you're fine now. Maybe it's the internet.
It could be the internet or Restream acting a fool.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look.
You're good now.
Look, I need to be like Sheila, like the judge, talk slow, just in case it speeds me up. Remember, she was reading the text real fast with her ghetto voice, her true voice was coming out. Did y'all notice that when she was testifying, she's like trying to speak, but then when she's reading the text, her true self was coming out reading those text messages. Did you notice that?
And then she'll be like, "Oh, sorry." I was like, "No, you're not sorry. You're like getting into it again."
Weirdo. Oh, did it download? Why did it not do that? Okay, come on now. Act right. Okay, here we go. So 256, I do know was just where they download those x-rays and sent them to the prosecutor. So we're going to look at 257. We'll skip to it. Oh, no, that's not what I needed. This is. All right. So you guys know I've told you when that Pennsylvania warrant came back and we realized there was a shovel in this dude's car, I wanted my soil test immediately. Like, I needed a rush on that. I needed that stat. 257. It was report number 257, and it's written by Brett Payne. On Friday, March 1, 2024, I received an email from the FBI geologist LS containing the report completed, referenced the soil found on the shovel recovered from Koberger's white Elantra. No snow, but damn, there was some soil. I attached the PDF of this report to the Spillman case file. The summary of the report is as follows. The soil on the shovel is consistent with soil found in the Moscow area based off S's analysis. The report also stated the soil was likely not from anywhere east of Moscow. This finding also excluded Pennsylvania as a likely source for the soil. Certainly he didn't carry that K-bar across country in that car with the crazy driving habits. Just too risky. The report stated the soil from the shovel displayed characteristics of soil carried to the area via a water source. Snake River? All kind of little creeks over there at Johnson Bar Campground. Don't forget Wawawee. Though this could have been... What?
So while he was stargazing.
Yeah, well, there's water sources all over, but there's some particular parks with main bodies of water running through it. Though this could have been recent or at any point in the area's geological history. We needed a leaf, at least. That would have helped. During conservation, maybe. During conversation, I cannot read, with S, he stated the exact area the sample came from would likely not be attainable due to the prominence of the mineral compounds from the sample that are found throughout the Moscow area. So there would have been no way to pinpoint a specific area of Moscow that soil would have come from. Now remember, we saw where they were searching based on Koberger's data on the phone. Remember, it said the pictures and the phone pings. So they went to certain areas and looked already and searched. And then he certified that it was accurate and correct and all that. There's a couple of these documents I need to put together and put these locations together. Remember, we went on the map, was it yesterday, and looked at those locations? The ones they talked about?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to get the supplemental report. I want that soil. I want all that soil stuff. May not be the way we get the killer, but it's super interesting to me. Like, I love that shit.
Did they ever check when he went hiking? Remember when he ran into that group?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah, that was there. Okay.
Yeah. What was the name of it? Butte.
Yeah.
The mountain he went on. They did go up there because the document named all the locations they went to, and we reviewed them on the map yesterday. So you guys can go back and check out that show yesterday. It'll have that document read and show, and we pulled the map up and went and looked at those locations specifically that they were looking at. I don't know if they'll ever, one day it might be discovered accidentally, especially if it's buried. But where is it buried? Did he, because we know that the guy that ran into him up on the mountain as he was coming down from the hike with his buddies, Koberger was there to go up. I don't remember what date that occurred.
I don't either.
Right. So I need to look at stuff like that. I don't remember the date that happened. Because he talked about it in the Dateline, and then it's also in the documents. So I do got some work to do this weekend for us. to put together some of the stuff we've been going through, right? And put it with other things and make it make sense.
Match it up.
Yeah, because I can't stand that make it make sense comment. Hold on, I'm gonna go try. I will try to make it make sense. My God, I can't deal with stuff that don't make sense. And I'm not willing to just accept that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one, oh, I want to see this. Remember, we already know they entered jail phone calls between Brian and whoever, assuming his mom. Um, those could be FOIA requested. So this is number 258 from Vargas. Remember, they've already said it would be 20 grand for all of these documents. But if you get specific and you say, well, I want to request this versus the whole batch, then you're getting somewhere. And trust me, I know Plunder is making a running list of all the things that she wants.
Yep.
She's not the only one. I'm pretty sure
If it said
Grizzly's
be
got a bunch out
specific,
there
she
as
said,
well. Go ahead.
yeah. Because she
Well,
said that they were saying be specific, and she said, hold my beer.
right. And hey, remember we didn't even get a chance to discuss this butterfly because y'all know here on the channel we've covered the hell out of stuff on Stearns. But Florida is finally released all the videos to her that she had been requesting of him driving around town. We read the document here where they pinpoint all his locations throughout Orlando as he's driving through the town. Now we have the videos of where he was driving around. What you can't see is Maddie in that car. And we didn't need to see that no how, right? As far as that particular view. But we haven't even reviewed that yet, but we'll get to it. But shout out
Yeah, I
Paula.
haven't had a chance to
Always
look at
bringing
those
us
either.
the deets on the Stearns. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In February 2024, I received digital images of Koberger's mail from 7/13/2023. What was from the date of 7/13 of 2023 all the way up to February 7th of 2024 from the Latah County Jail. All of y'all out there writing Koberger letters, guess what? Miss Potts or who all, I don't know. I think that's the wrong lady. There's another lady. Oh my goodness. Y'all been flagged. They're like, oh shit, these crazy YouTubers. And the weirdos. See, I want to write him a letter. But that's the particular on those dates, though. 7/13/2023. He'd already been in jail for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they have different date
Why
parameters.
then?
You know what I mean? The different times he gets mail. This is just one block of mail, right? For a particular time period. I don't know how they're doing it. Was there some specific reason this was there? I don't know. So I wonder who all was writing this dude letters in jail, sending him notes and encouragement.
Right?
Now, can you imagine he's sitting there in jail receiving that kind of mail, and his attorney's out there in open court saying, my client is innocent, Your Honor, and he's got a pile of mail in his jail cell of all this support and love. Hey, y'all, this dude's like, let's go. Until Ann says, look, to get you out of that little sheath situation, we got to throw your mama under the bus. Is it going to be all right with you, buddy? I bet the rage in his eyes scared the shit out of her when she approached with that.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, we got to get this guy into prison fast. Unless he has an appeal. Now, there's some, okay, I forgot to address this. Nancy Grace, I didn't even watch that whole thing Goofy did. Goofy put out a video, and it says that Koberger's whining in prison already and planning his appeal or filing his appeal. And apparently she does not offer any receipts in that video that he's filed an appeal. We know if he does, it's going to null and void everything, and you're right back to square one. You're going to have a trial. Then I have to go, well, Ann sure sat there for a year and went on and on and on about ineffective counsel and how y'all not giving her more time was hampering her efforts to be effective counsel. Did Ann just lay a trap for appeal based on ineffective counsel? And I've said it all week long. If he comes out with an appeal, that's going to be the reason why. And Taylor, I'm side-eyeing you, honey. No interviews, no nothing.
Yeah.
Radio silence, crickets. We'll see. I hope he is whining in jail, like Stearns about his damn coffee and candy and whatnot. I wonder what we know what Stearns likes to eat and drink in the jail. I wonder what Koberger's things are. Can we get a copy of his commissary list? Hey, we need to FOIA that for shits and giggles for when we're bored.
Well, he's vegan, so I'm curious, like, what is there for him to eat?
I hope you crave things you'll never have again. Okay, I didn't write that. I didn't keep up with my list. We just reviewed 258 and his jailhouse
Be right
mail. Okay. I want to read some of that jailhouse mail. That's the kind of drama I like. I don't like crazy drama. I just want to hear. I'll be putting on the popcorn and reading that crap. All right, let me get the actual document pulled up that we need to view. Oh, goodness. Ooh. Come back here, screen. Get out of there. We go. Now. I'd like to know if you're still here, Black Hawk, if some of those cameras that the state does have came from some of those cameras you spotted along that drive. Okay, so we're up to number 259. Let me get that pulled up. Anne's getting her discovery. Okay. This one is report number 259, written by Mowry. April 19th, 2023. I met with defense counsel Ann Taylor to provide data from various evidentiary items. The data was copied and hash verified onto Synology RAID drive previously by would be Ashley Jennings. So that's going to be from his devices, maybe, because his data from his phones and the computers and laptops they found in Pennsylvania, and they found a computer in the apartment. So there Ann goes getting some stuff to review, and there's nothing on the data because it's been wiped clean with his little fancy toys. His little fancy toys.
Yep.
I just gotta get my list out, guys. Okay. I still want to know more about those wiping tools. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I went down a rabbit hole and watched some videos. I was like, whoa, okay. I have to know more. About your forensic data wiping software. And was it the school's software you were using on your personal stuff, or was it just the school computer? Okay, let's pull this one up and take a look at it. I should probably go peek at my grandson because he's super quiet and he is home today. He went to go to the school this morning to take all his little supplies and do orientation.
Oh.
Yeah, and then his dad. Yeah, his dad took off to work. He's going to be in 4th grade this year, so it's crazy that he's that big now, right?
Yeah, they grow fast.
I'm telling you. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Butterfly's here to entertain you, right, Butterfly? I'll be right back, guys.
Just don't ask me to sing because everyone will get up and just leave.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Let me go check in on the kiddo.
All right. So how's everyone doing today? I was gonna say this morning, but it's not morning any longer.
Okay, he's good. I think he's about to fall asleep, actually. I think he's about to fall asleep. During the
Nice.
summer, he spends half the week with his Nana and half the week with me. And when he comes back from over there, he's always so tired. He goes fishing with his pawpaw and does all kinds of stuff. So he comes back pretty wore out. And that's fine with me. Okay, that's fine with me. This is report 260. Oh, hang on. I got to move my little fan. It's making a funky noise and I can't have that. There we
Me
go.
too for it.
Okay. What?
Oh, Scotland. Nice. Thank you.
Tired from last night's shenanigans? Right. That was a lot, dude. That was a crazy trial, little mini trial we snuck in late night. Late night was salty. I appreciate you guys coming and watching that with me, because it was a local case that, it's so sad. Okay.
Hey, J Ray's comment. She had a question about the school computer. I think they were talking about his own computer, right? His laptop.
They mentioned the school computer in one document and that he was using forensic data wiping tools on his devices as well. What I don't know is if he was using software on his own or was he using the school's software. That's where I'm stuck on, and it feels like he was using school software because this guy couldn't have just willy-nilly went to the app store and downloaded an app to wipe devices and then not be able to recover something from it. He was using high-tech shit. And when I went down that rabbit hole a couple nights ago watching videos of how this is done, wow. Let me just say wow. Okay? This guy he knew what to do. And if he hadn't left that sheath that night, 4 o'clock in the morning, they can pretend all they want. They would have got him on that car, but they wouldn't have. Not unless that sister got real nervous in Pennsylvania and said, you know what? Friday, March 8th, 2024, I received an email from P.A. Thompson referenced the receipt of a phone survey. The recipient, NB, oh, Ann Taylor, your survey reared its ugly head. Remember in the court hearing about this, they said that people were complaining. So on Friday, March 8, 2024, I received an email from P.A. Thompson reference the receipt of a phone survey. The recipient, NB, stated someone called her and began to ask questions about the Koberger trial, to include questions about how B felt about the case. See below for B information provided via email, Word comment, or Word document. I don't know why I said that. And then the phone number is redacted. Lasted 18 minutes. Stated they were a company performing a survey among the community in relation to the Brian Koberger case. Well, Ann, you're out there calling attention to it. They verified if I was a Latah County resident and which city I considered myself a resident. Here is a small list of the questions that I can remember. These questions are not verbatim, but of the general sense of what I can remember being asked. Have I read, listened to, or seen any newsreels regarding Brian Koberger and or the families of the victims? Have I read, listened to, or seen any television or movie documentaries regarding Brian Koberger or the families of the victims? Were you aware of any television movies or documentaries concerning Brian Koberger on sources like Netflix? Aren't these like juror questions, not like a phone survey at random by a random company calling you up? Like, what kind of company are you from, sir?
Right.
What sources have? You're going to ask me questions without identifying yourself properly. What the freaking kind of company does this? What source have you listened to, read, or seen as source of information? Can you name the specific newspapers, news stations, or source of the information that you received your knowledge of the case? Have I read or participated in any rumors surrounding Brian? Yes, I have. Um, surrounding Brian Koberger, the victims, or the families? I responded no, but that I've heard rumors regarding law enforcement involved in the case. Holy hell. So, this is a local Moscow resident saying that. They
Huh.
haven't engaged, they haven't participated in rumors about Koberger and the victims, but they've heard rumors regarding law enforcement being involved in the case. Anne's like, oh, my ears are perking up. In general statement, how would you describe how the community has been affected by the murders? Has the murders caused anyone you know or yourself any excess stress? Do you feel the community has felt an excess of stress since the murders? Do you know a student that attends University of Idaho? Do you know or are related to law enforcement or any directly involved in the case? In general statement, do you feel Brian Koberger could receive a fair trial? Do you think if you were asked to serve on a jury, would you be able to serve fairly, weighing the evidence and the case presented? That's a big fat yes, even with all that I know. Have you ever driven past the residence in which the murders were committed? Did you ever read, watch, or listen to any reporters of Brian Koberger's arrest in Pennsylvania? How would you describe how closely you've been following the Brian Koberger case? And then the caller says, I can't remember much more, but I felt the questions were sometimes redundant, just changing some words here and there, and they were focused on my personal opinion and my opinion of the community surrounding both the victims.
Both.
They're
The
both,
victims.
okay, both. It says both the victims, their families, and Brian Koberger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. There were several questions regarding if I felt Koberger could get a fair trial and if I felt I could impartially or fairly sit on a jury. The questions were just worded differently, but that was the general sense they were trying to feel out from me in my responses. End of the Word document. On Monday, March 11th, I received another report from Thompson stating that J.M. received a similar phone call. I called Mrs. M and learned the following. The business that called M went by the name Research Strategies, Inc. They don't identify themselves as working for the defense team in Brian Koberger's case. Just identify themselves as a company. My first thought would be, what the hell is this company doing?
Mm-hmm.
This is weird. This is a weird phone call. I'd have called the cops too. Like, do y'all know about this?
Right.
It's weird. So, I mean, they could have been posing as this company, right? The company's website, researchstrategiesinc.com, states they conduct various types of surveys to include public opinion surveys and post-trial jury analysis. The phone number provided to Ms. M shows up on the Better Business Bureau website for the same company out of Alabama. I checked TLO and found the number used to be associated with a woman in Alabama who passed away 2011, which further lends to it being the correct number, just reassigned to this business. Okay. I spoke to Ms. M, who stated she received the call approximately 4:51 p.m. on 3/10/24. The first question she was asked was if she was a Latah County resident. There were several questions that followed, which asked generic questions about trials and the criminal justice system. Then she stated the woman asked her specifically if she was aware of the Koberger trial. Ms. M stated she refused to answer. Asked the woman who she worked for, Research Strategies with the number provided, who was paying for the survey, and asked for her supervisor. Go, ma'am. The woman gave her the company's number and stated she was aware of who was responsible for the survey. She was unaware, I'm sorry, of who was responsible for the survey. Ms. M also stated the number the woman called from was, and it was redacted, this number is not found in TLO and is likely a Google Voice type number not associated with a person. This is also the number that called B. Mrs. M stated she posted to her Facebook page asking if anyone else had received similar calls. She stated several people in the Potlatch area had received calls from the same number that called her, but most were not answered. I asked her to keep me posted if she became aware of any further information. My conclusions are this is a legitimate survey requested via this company. Open source searches suggest a study like this would cost into the tens of thousands of dollars. Taxpayers of Idaho, take note. It doesn't affect me. I called the number provided Research Strategies Inc. and was directed to leave a message. The recording also stated I had reached Research Strategies Inc. Ann Taylor wasted a lot of money on this guy,
Mm-hmm.
on stuff she wasn't going to follow through with. You're trying to give out jury questionnaires long, way ahead of the process, ma'am, which we knew that from the, well, most of us knew from the get-go. So that's a crazy document.
Mm-hmm.
And the prosecution had no idea they were doing it until they started receiving these phone calls. And then they're
Wow.
like, oh, we need a hearing, Judge. What's this
Mm-hmm.
funky business?
Because if it had been on reversed, oh, you better bet she would have been crying about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, we watched the whole entire hearing. They had the guy come out and testify that helped her with the survey. They had a whole hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
The judge ended up allowing it in the end, but with restrictions. And the guy came out and testified the need for it and all the things they claimed that survey would provide for the defense, and to show how he could not receive a fair trial in Latah County. That was the whole purpose of that survey. We're all out here consuming all that BK stuff, participating in rumors. How dare us? Some of us went down those rabbit holes and saw nothing and come back and tried to tell everybody, and they're like, no, we like the rabbit hole. We're staying. Okay. Have fun. You'll never be taken seriously again. All right, 261 document. Did Joe Schmo sneak into chat? I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was here.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, welcome in if you're still here. He may be working and listening, or he may be off doing something else. Jason House is number 261 on this report. Okay. On 3/12/24, I received an email from Detective Corporal Payne. Oh, excuse me, hold on. My coffee went down a little bit wrong. Okay. On 3/12, I received an email from Detective Corporal Payne asking for a review of detail of my body-worn camera regarding this case and my involvement. Due to minimal involvement and lack of discovered information, I had not completed a supplement at that time. On 11/13/2022, at approximately 14:20 hours, I responded to King Road resident to assist with canvassing the immediate area, and I was tasked with conducting door-to-door contact in the Queen Road area. I was informed that a likely time of the incident was between 4 and 4:45. I was advised that the other officers had already covered the south-facing apartments of Queen Road, and I began going door to door on the center, okay, I know where that, and north-facing portions of the apartment complex, with Captain Lanier. I spoke with several tenants who stated they did not hear anything strange, and their only attention to 1122 was brought upon by the increased police presence through the day. I did not identify the tenants I spoke to who stated they had not been awake or alerted. He didn't take their names or nothing. So I spoke to who stated they had not been awake or alerted to any unusual sounds, people, or events. Of the tenants I spoke with and did not identify, all gave a similar account of standard party activity and nothing out of the ordinary for a typical Saturday night, Sunday morning. While Captain Lanier and I conducted door-to-door canvassing, our attention was drawn to dark red colored drops and splotches of several portions of the walkway in the building, particularly the upper level near apartment redacted. And after further inspection, I could see that this same colored substance appeared to be rust, which ran down the walls and was on several door jambs as well as the siding throughout the apartment complex. I checked the walkway back from the area and did not see any other drops or splotches indicating a blood trail leading toward 1122 King Road. There was no answer at apartment number redacted. Based on those observations, I determined the drops and splotches to be uninvolved or unrelated. I spoke with tenants in apartment number redacted who stated they went to bed around 1 a.m. and music was present at 1122. At 1 a.m.? My thoughts are with Dylan and Bethany's timeline of when they arrived home. During that time, which they stated was pretty much every weekend, both tenants said they woke up around 9:30 at 100 hours and there were no strange or alarming sounds. Due to having no information aside from standard weekend behavior from 1122 King Road, I did not identify the two contacts. I spoke with tenants, the apartment number redacted identified as JG and IB. The two stated they were at a birthday party on Blake Street and got to bed in the early morning hours. And the Blake is literally a block and a half away. Estimated to be approximately 4 in the morning when they went to bed. I asked which way they walked back from the party, and B described them as walking back west on Taylor, then cutting up a stair path just went off Taylor. Is that okay? So is that the stairs that come out right in front of King Road? Yeah. The stairs travel from the parking lot of Taylor up to Queen Road, facing straight at the gravel parking lot of 1122 King Road, and it certainly does. Walk right up the sidewalk, right up the concrete steps, and you're staring right at the King Road residence. Both both B and G, that's not Bethany, guys, my bad. B and G stated they did not see anyone outside or pass anyone as they were walking. And this was at 4 in the morning. They went to bed. Let's see. So they would have been walking up that path when Koberger and Molly were back there cruising around, but they didn't see anything. I walked by and they stated there was. So both B and G stated they did not see anyone outside or pass anyone as they were walking. I asked if there was still a party or music on at 1122 when they walked by, and they stated there was. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, and they did not hear anything that alarmed them in any way. I spoke with the female tenant of apartment number redacted who stated she works a red eye and she got home at 6:30 and had left for work at 21:45 hours on the 12th. She stated that there was activity, people coming and going from 1122 King Road at the time, but there was no one walking around at 6:30 when she returned. After conducting the canvass through my assigned area, I cleared the scene. At no time during my involvement in the area did I cross into the designated crime scene. Several days later, I passed my notes to the ISP investigations team, assigned with a more thorough canvass of the area, highlighting the address, names, and of B&G, who stated they were on foot in the area. So those two walking up the path didn't see either one of these cars, or Molly even, back there being all lost. I'm just making a note, guys. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Well, not gravel, really. It's pavement. I don't know why they say gravel versus pavement. I'm not going to get hung up on that. You know what I mean? But I know for a fact that pathway leads right up to that house. Why won't it let me? Okay, never mind. All right. So let me take this one down and pull up the next batch. What is this? Oh, 4 months. You've been a member for 4 months now, Butterfly. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember 4 months, but you're longer.
Hey, Lowlight, welcome in if you're in here. If I missed you as well. All right, Moz, you do your thing. I appreciate y'all. All right. Sorry, guys. I was checking something. Okay. Moving right along. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Believe it or not.
No Light said he's still here.
I got a whole batch of Delphi docs to move through, so I need to get on with it. Okay, let's pull this up and see what this is. Number 262. And this is Detective Payne. And this is okay, let's pull this up. Get up here where I can see you. Friday, March 8th, 2024, I received an email from prosecuting attorney Bill Thompson advising a telephone survey received by NB and N provided a typed summary of the phone survey, which stated the following, and then he reads the questions. We're not going to reread them, but there they are to upload to the court, and then okay, so that finished up that statement we read. On the Monday, March 11th, they received another email about the business. This is just confirming what we already read earlier. I spoke to M on the 311. That's what we read, that one. Okay. So this is just a document verifying what all was there. Let's see what this is. Okay. Something made her uncomfortable. Let's go back up a minute. I learned later 6 people on her Facebook post from the Potlatch area had received a call from the same number. Additionally, M stated the call made her very uncomfortable and she did not think it was right for people to be calling and asking such questions. I later learned 2 additional people in the Moscow Police Department and Latah County Prosecutor's Office who received the call and confirmed the same questions were asked. On Thursday, March 14th, I also received a phone call. The caller ID showed political call. I answered the phone call and listened to the questions. I've attached the call to this case and a transcript of the conversation as is follows. They called the damn cop?
What?
The Detective Payne got one of the same calls.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. You cannot make this shit up. Oh, goodness. Y'all know I be cussy over here. I try to keep it at bay. Okay.
Well, at least he answered because I wouldn't have. They wouldn't have
No,
gotten
he's a
hold of
cop,
him.
man. I'd have answered. I'd be like, yes, political call. Well, first of all, I don't answer calls I don't know.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
it said political
That's
call,
why.
I'd be like, oh, hell no, demon, get out of here.
Right?
Get away from me, demons. That's would have been my first thought. I would have dropped my phone. I probably would have freaked out, had a panic attack, and all this stuff. But yeah, I don't answer calls I don't know. I
Me
seriously,
neither.
I
That's
have
what I'm
voice.
saying. You would have gone to voicemail.
Yeah, I have voicemail for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even tell you my name. It's just like, hey, leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Well,
If
with
it's
the
important,
scammers
I'm
these
gonna leave
days,
one.
that's the first thing I think of. Scammers.
Look, if it's important, they'll leave a message. That's what business calls are like, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's my babies, I'm snatching that phone up. Otherwise, you just
Right.
leave me a message, you weirdo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I later learned of the additional calls because so Payne himself receives the call. Payne, redacted. Okay. Oh, shit. Hang on, let me do it this way. My little thingy's squirrely. Okay. So Payne says, redacted. Okay. Caller says, and we got, look, I can, what's, okay, hang on. There we go. It was all blurred for a second for me. Like the words weren't even accurate. I had to blow it up to make it. I did. It was
Huh.
weird. Just on that one line there, it was weird. And we got the Syringia. His okay, whatever. Payne, no. Caller, yeah. Race, please.
The
Payne,
hell?
redacted. That is this like an automated thing? Is it not even an actual person calling?
I don't know.
That's really odd. One second. Let me make this where I can see. Usually it's like press a button
Right.
for English or whatever. This is weird. Okay, let me,
Like an
goodness.
AI kind of automated message.
It wouldn't put it past me. Everybody wants to use that
Mm-hmm.
old AI.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, race, please. Well, the caller says yeah instead of yes. So yeah, race, please. Payne, redacted. Why they redact as race? Caller, okay, before we get started, I'd like you to know that there are no right or wrong answers. You're always free to respond. I don't know, I don't know, or no opinion. Caller, answer to any question and all your answers remain confidential. So I'm going to start with the three statements about the criminal justice system, and then we'll get to the case itself. And for each of these, please tell me whether you agree, strongly agree, somewhat disagree, or disagree strongly. So here's the first one.
Huh?
And the-
Strongly disagree or disagree strongly. Isn't that the same thing?
strongly strongly agree. No, you either
Oh,
agree,
strongly
strongly
disagree. Okay,
agree,
okay.
somewhat disagree, or you disagree strongly.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So here's the first one. If the government brings someone to trial, that person is probably guilty. Payne says, no opinion. Caller, okay. And the next one is it better for societies to let someone guilty people go free than to risk convicting an innocent person? Caller, you need to speak properly because you make me sound stupid. The next one is it better? Is it is better for societies to let some guilty people go free than to risk convicting an innocent person? Caller says, okay. And then the last one is even worse. Criminals should be considered for mercy. Did they have like a teenager calling or
Right. My
and
first, I would be like, okay, is this a scam? Because that's what I would think. Like, why are
yeah,
you asking me these questions, especially with that type
that's
of
wording.
speaking, not
Yeah.
speaking?
And then the last one is even worse, criminals should be considered for mercy. So should the worst criminal be considered for mercy? Payne says, I have no opinion. The caller says, okay, and now I'm going to ask you about an upcoming jury trial in your community. Back in 2022, four students attending the University of Idaho, Moscow, were stabbed to death in their home. About a month later, Brian Koberger was arrested and charged with murder. So have you seen, or heard anything about this case? Have you
Um,
seen, or heard anything about this case? Do they have like a bad transcript going on?
oh,
Hell, Payne says, so I'm about to stop you right there. I actually work for the City of Moscow Police Department, so I can't answer any more of your questions. I would like to know who is requesting you guys to conduct this survey. Caller says, okay, well, to who, we're never told to hires us to do the survey. Now I have a toll-free number. If you'd like to call her front office to see if you can get more information about the survey from our supervisors. Payne says, I've tried to call them, but I'll take the number down anyways. The caller says, okay, yes, sir. And again, just because you work for the police department doesn't automatically disqualify you from doing the survey if you're still interested in doing it. He says, no, I'm not. She says, the caller says, I don't know if it's a man or a woman or an AI person. Caller says, okay. Oh, okay. All right. That doesn't give you the answer. But yeah, our toll free number is one redacted. We're a research strategies. And then I can also give you our website if you want. Payne says, already found it actually, believe it or not. Payne coming in with a smart assy. Salt, salt. I'm a detective, ma'am. Okay, yes, all right. Well, I'm sorry it didn't work out, but hopefully, like I said, if you call, we're on Central Time, so I believe we're 2 hours ahead of you. But if we call during business hours, Central Time, then I hopefully without to give you more information about, but what the case has been used for and so forth. Payne says, okay, can I ask you how many people you guys have been requested to call, like how widespread this survey is? The caller says that I unfortunately do not know. We're kind of told everything on that need to know basis here in the cubicle. So, yeah, I got you. Don't know how many even we're supposed to get as far as like complete surveys and everything. Payne says, how many have you called alone? Do you have any idea about that number? The caller says, yeah, I don't really have a number I can say. We've been working on this for 2 weeks now, and we're just like 3.5 hours a night or 2 weeks. So, just not everybody wants to do the survey, of course, but right. I get people who don't live in the county too. That's a whole other thing, right? It's just like having a conversation with him. He's like,
So it's
certainly,
not automated then. Can be.
no, it's not me. It's not automated. Definitely not automated. Um, so Payne, certainly, yep. The caller says, okay, well, appreciate your time, sir. Payne says, I don't mean to be rude to you or anything. Just wanted to be upfront with I can't answer any questions or anything, and I wouldn't prefer to do that if I could, or prefer to do that if I could. So the caller says, so okay, that's fine. I understand where you're coming from, and unfortunately, I wish I could answer some of your questions, but I think I said I'm operating on very limited information as far as how that information. Payne says, yeah, totally, totally get it. Yep, well, I appreciate it, sir. So it's a man.
Huh.
Thanks for giving me that information. You could, and I'll reach out to that number, see if I can get some more information. Caller says, okay, right. All right. Well, again, I hope you have a good night, and it was nice talking to you. Payne says, hey, you too. Take care. End of transcript.
Yeah, I agree with J Ray. I think those may have been like typos from him. Not typos, but like him
Oh, yeah.
mistyping.
I don't
That's
know.
why
He
I read
probably,
it that way.
well, Payne didn't transcribe this himself, y'all. There's an assistant there in the office somewhere. Somebody transcribed it. We read through I have read so many court documents. I cannot allow my brain to get hung up on stuff like that because I have OCD as bad as it is already. I get hung up on other crap. I read too many documents to allow that to take up my energy, right? So
No.
I always know there's some funky business in a lot of these documents. Even going back reading the transcripts, the transcribes of the roommates' messages. No, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just gotta. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But it was probably the transcription of the thing anyway. I just okay. So now we move on.
And Miss Shorty's in the house.
Miss Shorty's in the house. It's almost time for Camp Shorty. It's almost time for Feral Friday.
Yep.
It's almost time for Murder Church, and I'm so excited because we're going to be wrapping up Phil Spector, and he's going to cover Charlie Edelson's trial on Murder Church going forward, while the Donna, is that her name?
Donna
Donna
Adelson.
Adelson
Yep.
trial. I don't know about. I kind of just loosely know stuff about that case, so I got to go check out Miss Shorty's stuff on that as well and get caught up so we can be in the loop, guys.
Mm-hmm. I know that there were talks of a plea on that one, so who knows?
No, it was people just talking, I think, from the
Mm.
from the rumblings I saw on the tweets. On the tweets. So I'm not positive. Don't hold me to that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
people were saying, yeah, there was, no, there wasn't. So I'm not sure. Okay. This is report number 263. Written by Brett Payne. Okay, I need to go get a Coca-Cola, guys. I need something to drink. My coffee got super cold and it is not good. So let me go grab a drink and I'll be right back.
J Ray. Every day is Pharaoh Day in my house, right? Yeah, I kept up with the story, but I didn't watch any of the trials of the Adelson, uh, Charlie Adelson trial. Oh, okay, Miss Shorty. Thank you. And she just gets to sit there all nice and pretty without any blame. And she's just as, I think she's just has her hand in all of this as much as they do. So, I mean, it is her, was her husband, for Christ's sakes.
Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Okay. All right. On Wednesday, March 13th of 2024, I received an email from Captain Blaker, who still receives voicemail tips reference this case. Blaker sent me 2 tips for additional follow-up. The first tip was called in by KC. C stated she thought she had matched with Koberger in September or October on Tinder. This is the birthing hips girl.
Ah,
Remember she went on the Tinder date with him, and when she wanted to get rid of him,
yep.
and he told her didn't he text her back and told her she had good birthing hips?
Yeah.
I called yeah. Okay, weirdo. Going back to your handmaids club. We saw the picture of all the women and there's Koberger in the middle in the handmaid's tale book club thingy or whatever they were doing. Weird. I called C and asked her to elaborate on her voicemail. C stated she signed up for Tinder in September or October of 2022. September or October is when she signed up for it. He arrived in Pullman in July of 2022, but she was unable to match with anyone in her area. C stated she paid for the additional Tinder feature, which allowed her to move a pin anywhere in the country to see if it could match with someone. For real? Is that how that works? That's, oh, scary. Look what it could have got you.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know. I haven't used any of those
I
apps.
don't know nothing about this stuff. I'm not even
Me
trying.
either.
I'm not dropping pins nowhere. Don't come at me. Stay out of my inbox. Um, so she does all that. Okay. So C stated she matched with Koberger a short time later and began to talk to him. C said Koberger told her he was a criminology student at WSU. The two communicated via Tinder and planned for Koberger to visit C when she came home for Christmas break that year. When she came home from where? Because he was going back to, oh goodness. C then told me she had a friend who had been murdered in her town a couple of years prior. She said she discussed this with Koberger. Oh, because he's a criminology student. The conversation turned to horror movies and which ones C liked the most. C told Koberger she liked Rob Zombie Halloween movies. To this, C said Koberger asked what she thought would be the worst way to die. C said she thought it would be a knife. C said Koberger then asked her something to the effect of like a K bar. C said she didn't know what that was and had to Google it. C said she eventually stopped talking to Koberger because his questions made her uncomfortable. Maybe this is not the birthing hips girl, it's a different chick.
Yeah.
C said when Koberger was arrested, that but this is not the same girl because this girl wasn't even in the
I
same
hadn't heard
town.
about this one.
Yeah, she wasn't even in the same town with him. So he's trying to hook up on the Tinder with all kinds of girls. And they're like, you're just a little weird guy. C said when Koberger was arrested, she recognized his photo and remembered the comment about the K bar. C said she attempted to call the tip line, but had been unable to verify whether or not C called the MPD tip line. There is no record of C calling the FBI tip line. C said C said she no longer had access to her Tinder profile and could not get her user ID.
Hmm.
This would be this is this one of the another one of those weird tips, right?
Hmm.
Or is it actually a tip? This would be needed to compare the Tinder records located on Koberger's phone. At this time, there's nothing to corroborate C's tip. So he still had his Tinder app up and running. It would have been on his, regardless if she deleted hers or not. The second tip was reference a redacted driver. SS thought he saw Koberger. I called S and asked him to tell me what he saw. S said he delivers packages to the area of Pullman, where the Koberger residence during 2022. Remember they were pulling or truck video cams from the UPS and all that?
Yep.
And here's somebody delivering packages. S said he recognized Koberger and had seen him while delivering packages to the area on prior occasions. S told me on the occasion he referenced in his tip, he noticed a man dressed in all black with boxing or elf gloves. Boxing or elf shoes. What? Standing on the footpath behind redacted Terraview Drive. This footpath provided a unobstructed view of apartment redacted where S said the female tenants would be visible through a large window. S said seeing the man, who said he looked like Koberger from what he could see, was unusual given the location. S said he was positive the man was Koberger, but he resembled Koberger's appearance. How he was not positive it was Koberger, but he resembled him. So S told me he spoke to an FBI investigator early on, but wanted to make sure the information was passed on. I concluded the interview. So they pulled his truck's surveillance footage, or the camera from the truck. Were they able to see Koberger or a white Elantra, a white sedan, suspect vehicle 1? Did anything come of that? I'd like to get the FOIA on that camera, right? And see for myself. Because y'all know how we be over here. We need to see it. We want to see it all.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that she couldn't give her ID. I mean, there had to have been some way she could have gone to look for it and gotten it. It just
Could have probably been maybe Tinder could have recovered it, but
Yeah.
it would have been a connection still on his end more than likely.
Mhm.
And we saw how other people were calling in really crazy tips, right?
Yep.
So we can't say it won't happen.
Mhm.
What was that one lady? They already knew that she had, how many times had she called the FBI with tips on other cases? It's like 30 something times, if I'm not mistaken. Remember that report we read?
Yeah.
All right, 264 is what we're up to. All right. I copied, this is a 264 by Vargas. I copied the following documents to a DVD and booked into evidence. Brian phone calls to Word doc, red not complete, green completed. So calls in red were not completed calls, and calls in green were completed, or something's, oh, no, I got that wrong. Red not completed, green completed by CMISP. So the green, whatever is highlighted in green, is going to be completed by ISP, but the red is not completed. Koberger messages from 3/20/24 to 3/21. Koberger message reports from February of 24 to the 24th of March, or 20th of March rather. Koberger calls from ISP. Were they listening to his calls too? Because he's in jail.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, 3 of them are from 4/17 to 4/30 of 2023, and then there are 4 from 5/1. See, very specific right there on your FOIA request. There's your parameters right there. Calls from
Mhm.
5/1 to 6/3. Interesting. Why about these certain blocks of calls? What all is going to be on? Talking to mom. I would love to hear those conversations between him and mom.
I
Would
know, right?
I really would.
Yeah, because we haven't heard anything.
Not yet. It was all it
Mhm.
was all under. This ain't Florida. I know y'all get spoiled with Florida, especially with the Stephon Stearns case, where we've seen it all before he ever went to trial, just like Casey Anthony. But yeah, Idaho, everything's on a gag order, so we got to be patient, wait on these FOIAs to come down. And then when they do, we hope that people don't stick stupid ads in the middle of them. Look at me, I'm special because I got a FOIA request. Well, well, well. You and about 1,000 other people.
Yep.
I'm special, so special. I got to have some of your attention. Give it to me.
Yeah, they're raking it in over there. That $20,000 worth for everything.
Well,
Who's
that's
gonna
the
pay
initial. Well, here's the thing about that. That's the initial cost to print off everything and start submitting it.
that?
Once that starts to happen, the price comes down. But if you want that whole package right now today, you're going to pay that.
Mhm.
But if people are patient, you won't have to. Shit, they thought they were going to pay $5,000 in Delphi. Turns out, right down to the wire, got it for free.
Yeah.
It's public information, but the initial getting it all done, that's the difference. So, but yeah, 20 grand's a lot to pay for the whole entire case docket at one time. No, thank you. I'll wait on others to get it.
Mhm.
I'll get what's free. I don't got a gold mine sitting over here I can pull funds out of to get FOIA
For
requests.
real.
But no, I don't. I don't got it like that over here. That's okay. That's not what I'm here for. If I can get it, I will. If I can, I'll get it from those who get it and enjoy sharing. Like all those jam up people in the Delphi community. All Eyes, KSX, all you guys, Delphi Docs, you guys are doing an amazing job right now, and you're keeping me extremely busy, but I'm here for it. I am so here for it. They're doing such a great job. Okay. Jay Waters is who wrote this report, and this is 265. I gotta write down what number I'm on so I don't get confused. On 11/12/2022 at 18:5300 hours, there is a 4RE vehicle video saved under my name and badge number. The video depicts a patrol car transporting 2 Moscow police cadets to the Kibbe Dome. Sometime later, the vehicle returned to the police department. I do not know who was actually driving the vehicle, but it was not me. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa,
What?
whoa, On 11, because that car looks a lot like the white Elantra. Okay, it's been a whole ass thing for 2.5 years. 11/13/2022 at 20:5100 hours, I responded to 1122 King Road. I was asked to maintain a written scene access log. Redacted arrived on scene. 2 of the victims were prepared for transport. You mean the surviving roommates? Captain Lanier advised he wanted a marked patrol
No.
unit to escort redacted to the funeral home.
Yeah, it wasn't the.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, was that Jeff Kernodle? Because he was on scene that day. Remember, he was on his way back, on his way home. He was there for Parents Weekend visiting Jasmine Kernodle over at WSU. He had spent time with Xana, Ethan, and his family. Jeff was on his way home when Jasmine called and said, "Dad, turn around and come back." And that man hauled ass back to Moscow and pulled right up in that road when all this was going down. We've read all of that. So I wonder, on 11/13 they go to the funeral home. So when did they?
No, it sounds like the victims. Wait.
Wait, you're right. Hold on a minute. Let me.
Yeah.
Because
So they were prepared for transport.
this is the time, because everybody says, okay, let me regroup. You're right. Thank you, Butterfly. Let me get my bearings here, because nobody saw footage of them bringing out the victims, right? We didn't need to see that anyway. So a lot of people ran with that. When did these people get moved from this house? That didn't look, nothing even happened. They never took bodies from the home, not realizing they reached out to the media and let them know this was going to happen, and they stayed back on purpose for privacy. I mean, yeah. So this gives us the date and time that it actually did start to occur. Okay, now we're on the same page. So 11/13/2022 at 20:51, I responded to 1122 with scene access. 2 of the victims were prepared for transport. Captain Lanier advised he wanted a marked patrol unit to escort to the funeral home. Officer Morris arrived on scene and relieved me at the door. I handed Officer Morris the scene access log and escorted to the funeral home. I stopped the recording of my body-worn camera while driving at approximately 21:30. So they had all that on the body camera of them bringing them out and stuff. Ugh. That'd be a somber moment, right?
Yeah.
That would, yeah, it really would be. Let me make a note here, guys. So that tells everybody when they did it, because God, there was enough rumors about that. It was sickening rumors, actually. Why would the government pretend this happened to stick Koberger in jail to protect whatever he found out?
Yeah.
That's pretty far out there. That's like the worst. That's like the biggest conspiracy theory I've ever heard in my entire life.
There's speculation, and then there's that.
Girl, right? There's crazy talk.
Yeah.
Crazy talk. Everybody at the Grove Truck was paying to watch this on a pay-per-view type of situation. Like, what in the world? And you don't think nobody could have figured that out? The cops wouldn't have figured that out. So stupid.
Rachel said the Spokane medical examiner is 80 miles away.
Yeah. And that's where they had to go. It's like, remember last night we were watching that medical examiner here locally? She does 3 counties. Escambia County, Santa Rosa County, and Okaloosa County. All 3 counties go to that one lady. And during COVID, she was backed up. Let me just say that. So that's why the bodies had to go to Spokane. They didn't have the capabilities in Moscow, and they contracted with them out of Spokane. But they had Coroner Mobbitt, Loose Lips Mabbitt, as people like to refer to her, because she absolutely did. She had loose lips. I still haven't shown you guys the video where she talks to the media about these victims, and that part wasn't bad because she was asked questions and she was answering them. But what got off with people when Steve Gonzalez said she called the house and talked to his minor child about the
Yeah.
specifics of Kaylee's wounds, because the child didn't identify herself as a child and she asked, but the lady shouldn't have told her because she wasn't the victim's parent,
Right.
right? Mother, father,
Mm-hmm.
it's a sibling, and she shouldn't have done it, but she did. So this is number 266. And Kathy's office is right around the corner from the Latah County Jail. Files attached to the Spillman. Okay, on Tuesday, March 19th, 2024, I received an email from Captain Blaker containing 2 attachments. The first attachment was titled Vehicle List. This document contained all information on Moscow PD's fleet of vehicles to include non-patrol unmarked cars. When was this? On the 29th or the 19th of 2024. What rabbit hole was Ann Taylor going down you guys were a little worried about? Was it the internet rumors alone, or was it something more? Unmarked cars. The second attachment, Moscow PD Schedule 1112 to 1113. This document contained the entire shift schedule for the Moscow PD officers for those dates. These 2 documents were provided in response to defense counsel request. I knew it. I attached both files to the Spillman case file. Ann Taylor, you had to check it out. I get you, girl. You had to verify. Later on 3/19/2022, I received an email from Whitcom Director WB with 4 attachments. The attachments were as follows: MPD calls 1112 to 1113, MPD radiology 11/12/2022 to 11/13/2022, I am pain by conversation PDF, and I am pain by thread PDF. These documents contain additional information requested by defense counsel. I attached them to the Spillman case file. Ian says, give me all that information.
The one she never had time to go over it all.
Some of it she did, and she's like, oh God, there's nothing here. Let me say I didn't have time to go over it all, though. Ineffective counsel, you didn't give me enough time, sir. You wouldn't extend the trial. I told you I needed more time and you needed to extend the trial. There's too much work here. I cannot be ineffective counsel to my client. Did you lay that trap, Ann? Are you that risky? Are you a risk taker, Ann Taylor? So here she is, the title, Vehicle List. I wonder what was on the vehicle list. Was it just like the vehicles that were found or left, from the parking lot of the house? Or is it a vehicle list of suspects lists? I don't know. Suspect vehicle number 1 through 50?
Right.
Look, if you're the cops and you get a hold of 1112 Linda Lane, King Road footage, like the one we reviewed in the beginning of the show, and you don't know yet who the assailant is, but you see this white car circling around doing all that, but you also see Molly's car, and you also see a person walking around with a flashlight. What are you thinking?
Yep.
I need to know more about this flashlight person. I'm unsure about the cars yet. I've got to look into that further, but that flashlight person, you're key. You're our first suspect. Other than those 2 roommates that survived that did sketchy shit all night. Other than those 2, who are definitely on the table day one, but if these investigators had any ounce of investigator in them, Dylan and Bethany were suspects in the beginning. Whether they want to come out and say they were or not, that's Cops 101.
Mhm.
You have to look at it, and you also got to look at all this other stuff. And request information, including the cop cars. And we know that night at the band field, the guys that got stopped in the band field for drinking, which is right across the road there, you can see that cop car parked right there near the fire hydrant where they find the black jacket that they tossed back down to the ground and later claimed they got it and didn't find anything evidentiary on it. Well, I see you with my own eyes throw it back down to the ground, turn around, walk away. So I don't know when y'all went back and got it, but okay. And you described it as a vest, and it's a full-on jacket, just like the one Maddie had on that night.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, they didn't know that could have it could have meant something or not, right? I'm not
Yeah.
even sure if they were aware of the grub truck video that shows Maddie wearing the jacket at that point. But I made a video on it. They pick it up and they
Mhm.
look at it and they just toss it
Yeah,
back
I
to the
remember
ground.
that one.
Yeah, I was baffled by that. But we read the report where they claimed they looked at that jacket.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming they sent somebody back over there to get it, to come collect it. They go through the pockets and toss it back down. Weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Hey, he could have scooped that up and wrapped his knife up in it and then tossed it out the window as he was speeding away at a high rate of speed. They
Mhm.
didn't know. Okay, we are up to number 267. Okay. And this is written by Sturk. I feel like that's a new name. And it's very
Mhm.
short and sweet. On 11/13/2022, at about 17:4100 hours, I arrived on scene at 1122 King Road and stood at the front door performing entry control. During this time, I kept a logbook of everyone coming and going. Yeah, we see you on TV doing that. Um, so he keeps his log. No unauthorized personnel had entered the scene. I passed off entry control to Officer Waters at about 2046. Okay, little beat cop here standing guard at the door. We've seen so much footage of that where they standing out there with a little clipboard, taking note of everybody coming in and coming out. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look at my chat for a moment. I feel like I've been ignoring my chat, and that's my peeps. Okay. Welcome in. This is what happens. Welcome in. This is what happens, Larry. That's funny. They didn't identify the car, Larry. Or this is what happens that we know. I mean, they never were able to pinpoint that's Brian Koberger's car. They never got a license plate capture. So all they got is grainy footage, circumstantial evidence putting this white sedan. Now let me ask y'all this: if you were a juror and they got this sheath evidence, whatever. They also introduce the type of car the defendant drives, 2015 white Hyundai Elantra, and then you're going to be shown this video in court of this white sedan circling its prey. Are you going to conclude that's his car without the sheath? Or would the sheath just corroborate, yeah, that's probably his car? But without the sheath, could you say, well, that's his car? I don't think they would have ever got there on that car alone until somebody gave him up. Oh, like a sister, maybe? That border was looking real good, wasn't it, Koberger? Just in case. Plan B in action.
Yeah, I think I would need, as a juror, I would need a clear picture of him in the car leaving the scene, or license plate.
right? Something that would identify that that's actually
Mhm.
his car, not just a
Right.
random lost driver type thing. Especially if they could never verify who owned the car, right? You don't know what the
Mhm.
person's doing in the video. Could have been
Right.
another lost DoorDash driver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
mean, they could explain it as that. Defense
okay,
could.
so if you take away the sheath and you go just by that grainy footage, and then you add in these phone pings, and then the phone being off, would that have been enough for a juror to get there? Right?
Mm. Yeah.
Without that sheath, without that sheath. Damn it, I left my sheath. My God, where's my sheath? I could imagine the beating up he took from himself over that damn sheath. That calm demeanor we always saw, he lost it. He lost it when he
Mm.
realized there was no sheath.
Yeah.
We just read 267, correct? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'd have had a hard time with the grainy footage too. If there was no DNA and no sheath, and you come to trial and you have these grainy footages. Now, you put it? Is there way more footage out there still? Because they have cameras of a white sedan moving through the community. Is it enough to show a pattern that he left the apartment and this is him, this is him, this is him? Phone pings, car. Oh no, look, phone's offline, but the car's still moving around. Would that have made a difference once we see all the other videos that are allegedly out there? I don't know. I don't know. That'd be a hard one, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so April 2nd, 2024, Detective Mowry sent a preservation request to Tinder for any records related to KC, as reported by C in her tip. Later, on April 2nd, 2024, Mowry sent me an email including the response from Tinder, which stated there were no records associated with any of the identifiers C provided. So C was full of shit. I knew they could contact Tinder and try to figure that out. At this time, there is no identification or indication records to support C's tip exist in Tinder's records. If further information or new identifiers are found, I will request a search warrant for the Tinder accounts. Maybe she thought, but she's like, I had a whole conversation with this dude. Wasn't just I saw the picture and thought it was him. No, we talked and about the K bar and stuff.
Was that supposed to be on screen? Because I don't see it.
I just took it down. It was up there, wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
You guys didn't see that? Okay. It was just a one page. I thought
Okay.
it was up there. It was showing on my side. That's why I thought you guys could see it. Okay. Let me get the next one pulled up. Did it stop my cutting out situation? Has that gotten better at least?
Oh yeah, you're not. I was reading Jet Set Jay's comment. I don't get ads because I have YouTube Premium, so I never see ads on your channel.
I pay for YouTube Premium so you guys don't have to, but you probably get an ad roll. Ain't nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
But I have YouTube Premium as well because for that reason. Why is it showing ads or something?
I don't know. Jet Set just said, "Hi Salty, I'm sure you're trying to figure out how to get rid of the ads. Once you do that, I will come back and watch."
That's cool, do
Oh,
you, Jet? Because that's the only way I earn money. What little bit of tiny bit of money I earn is from ad rolls. So peace out. Okay, let's get the screen up here. Yeah, if you don't have YouTube Premium, you're going to see ads. It's whatever. So this is number 269, and it's by Brett Payne. On March 6, 2024, I conducted follow-up on a tip from the FBI database. The tip stated a male, RV, had posted in a hiking group. I had to go back and look at the initials when I saw hiking group. I'm like, wait, what? Because I've not seen your name in any of these documents yet, Enon. I had posted in a hiking group on Facebook that he found a K-bar knife with sheath while hiking in the Cascade Mountains. Investigation into this area of the country did not yield a link to any known travel path of Koberger for the timeline in question. In addition, the knife was found with a sheath. I attempted to get in touch or get in contact with V using the numbers provided by the FBI tip as well. None of the numbers were viable, and I was unable to contact V. The tip was closed as of this report. Found one all the way in the Cascade Mountains. Goodness. I wonder if he'll ever tell anybody where he put that thing.
Hmm.
Do y'all think he will? I mean, what, you know what I'm saying?
Or he'll tell someone and they'll leak it. Who knows?
You think this what happens? Do you think that the state's willing to manipulate DNA? Is that what you're asking? If because you're talking about DNA, it is the best evidence. Would they? Why would they? Is the question. For money. Did they make money off this trial? I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work. My brain will have to figure that out. Okay. The DoorDash driver didn't show up until she's in handcuffs in an interrogation room. She was questioned early on in this case, and so were all the DoorDash warrants were issued. They've known who Molly was forever. Okay. So that was number 269, K-bar found in the Cascade Mountains. I'm calling up the next document here. Okay. All right, everybody can see the screen, right? Okay. Well, I don't know who Joyce Gilchrist is. Maybe I should look into that. The DNA lady? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I know about that case, but that doesn't mean it happened here, right? I have no clue. This is what happens, Larry. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know what to say. Chill if you want to. On Thursday, April 11, 2024, I contacted EA by phone, reference a tip in the FBI system. The tip stated a friend of A may have photos of the victims in the case from the night prior to the homicides. What, is that Emily? Okay. I spoke to redacted on the phone. I did not record the conversation, and this is a summary of my interview. I asked A to tell me this is a guy, what he remembered from the night before the homicides. A told me he saw the victims at the Whites, which is the apartments facing Taylor, had been previously mentioned in the case. A told me he saw Chapin and Kernodle at approximately 2 a.m. before they went home. So why in the hell did y'all come out with a whole ass press conference asking for information about where those two were from 9 p.m. until the murders? What in the actual hell? Was nobody believing? Why did they not believe one thing they were told about Xana and Ethan? When was the date on this damn thing? When did he say? April 11. He saw Ethan and Xana at 2 a.m. before they went home. I asked A if he had taken any photos. A told me he did not, but he remembered EV and a sorority member was there and taking pictures. A told me he thought she might have photos that would show the victims. I asked A if there was anything else that he could remember from that night, and he said there wasn't. I thanked him for his time and concluded my conversation. So if this sorority sister was there taking photos of the party, there was a good chance that Ethan and Xana were in the background or in the pictures and time stamped. And that would show proof of life and show where they were at any given time. But they sure did. They came out with these press conferences asking for information about Ethan and Xana's whereabouts that night. And we've heard several times now they were seen at 2 a.m. That is just totally weird to me. That why they were compelled to do that is baffling. Okay, number 271 is what we're up to now. There it goes. It took it a second to do its thing. There. Number 271. All right. This is written by Payne as well. Okay, let me. On Friday, April 12, 2024, I met with KD at the Moscow Police Department. Reference a tip D had called in during the investigation wherein D said he was with some of the victims the night before the homicides and wished to provide his whereabouts. I recorded my interview with D and burned them into the CD, which I booked into the Moscow Police Department evidence. The following is a summary of my interview with D. Interview with D. Oh, this is what happens, Larry. Thank you for the donation of $10 and putting up with your noise. You're good. As long as everything's respectful, dude, I'm here for it. I don't mind having conversations. If I have an answer to some of the things you say, I'll certainly answer it, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't even know. It's good. Thank you so much. We appreciate that here. Okay.
Yep. All respectful opinions are welcome.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. People are welcome to have a different opinion than we do or I do, and, we can
We're all
discuss it.
adults here.
We can have a conversation. That's what we're all about over here. I think we ran off the ones that weren't down for conversations, that were just here for shits and giggles, but whatever. Okay. So on Friday, April 12, 2024, he meets with KD. I began by asking D to tell me what his background with the victims was. D told me he hung out with Kernodle frequently during his freshman year of college prior to Kernodle dating Chapin. D told me he was in the circle of friends with the other victims and casually saw F in the fall of 2022. D later told me he spent the night with F on approximately 3 prior occasions. I asked D if he remembered any of the victims telling him about any strange occurrences. He told me he did not. I asked him if he went to any of the parties at 112 King Road. D told me he did, and that there are roughly 20 people at the parties when he went. I asked D if he and the other party attendees would have noticed someone unwelcome in the party. Now, we've heard Bill Thompson's making the rounds, and he has absolutely said he's down with the idea that he could have been in that house before, which a lot of us have wondered, was he ever in that house before?
Mm-hmm.
So now they're asking the people about that specifically. So I asked D if he and other party attendees would have noticed someone unwelcome in the party. D told me they would have, and that did not occur at any point when he was there. I asked D to tell me what he remembered about what he did the day prior to the homicides. D told me he went to 1122 King Road the morning of 11/12 at approximately 10 a.m. to have a couple of drinks with the residents prior going to the football game. D said they all went to the Whites for a party prior to going to the football tailgate. Remember, we read those documents, and then we got the picture. We've had the picture forever of the all the roommates together taking the day of on the 12th at the Whites right before the football game. D said they all went to the Whites for the party prior to going to the football game tailgate. D said they left the party and went to the football tailgate at halftime of the game. He was unsure what time. Ethan didn't go to the game and stayed out in the parking lot. I asked D what he did after the tailgate. He told me the victims all left. He went back to redacted his fraternity. D said that he ate some food and went to sleep for the night. I asked D if he remembered about the next morning, what he remembered about the next morning. D said a fraternity brother woke him up around noon to check on him since he stayed at 112 prior, and the vandal alert had been issued for homicides there. Since he stayed there, since he had stayed at 1122 King prior. You're not on the lease, you're a dude. Was you just like, did that mean hanging out there? D said from then on, and his fraternity brothers stayed in the house together until they all left town the next day. I asked him if F told him anything about what happened. He said she did not, and he did not ask F about it. Wait a minute, is that the last name of somebody, F? Huh, I think I know who that is. I asked D if there was anything else he thought I should know. He told me there was not. I thanked D for his time, provided him my business card, and asked him to call me with any concerns. Interview with D. Last home game of the season, Rachel says. It was a big deal all over town. Yeah, there were a lot of pre-games going on, lots of partying. Yes, Joe Schmo, you know you can have both. We get shits and giggles and conversation. No, we just don't do the trollies. Let me rephrase it. We do shits and giggles over here. We just don't do trolls.
It's when they come with the shit and no giggles. That's the issue.
Oh, God. Perfect. Oh, God. Get out of here with that mess, right? We don't want that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. Tell about your favorite movies, Jim. Well, there's always homework to do, man. Too much homework. Sometimes my brain gets all
Overwhelmed,
Look,
overstimulated.
I can be slap in the middle of a Koberger document and a thought will hit me and I'm dropping it and I'm going straight to a Delphi document. And I drive myself crazy doing that. Oh boy, do I drive myself crazy doing that. I'm like, no, girl, stop it. Finish this, then go to that. And trying to keep up with it all cohesively. Whoa. My power just did a weird thing. It looks like it's gray outside all of a sudden instead of sunny. I wonder what that means. I may have
Florida shower.
I may have an impending storm. If I go down, y'all know what happened. It's just par for the course around these parts this time of year. The beauty of living on the Gulf Coast. Okay, 281 is where we're up to now. I wonder if StreamYard's letting me click things again. Like it wasn't doing all that the last couple days. I don't even have the banner up, which I don't know if it was going to let it display or not. Oh, look. Now can I highlight comments? Hey, Joe. I can highlight comments again. Yay. Okay, it wasn't working there for a while. All right. Report number 281, Brett Payne. On Tuesday, May 28, 2024, I contacted JD via telephone to clarify whether or not he ever sought counseling help through the University of Idaho. D told me the only support he ever sought out was academic help due to his difficulties with academic testing. D told me he did not seek any mental health or emotional counseling prior to the homicides. He only sought help via private counseling service after the homicides occur. That's going to be Jack DeCore. Remember, we read in the other documents days ago about them getting his U of I records and his mental health records. So he's stating that he didn't ever have to have any kind of counseling before the murders. It took place after the murders. Gray Hughes is lurking. He don't care for me. I don't ever go venture off into his la la land. The last time I did, he asked his mods to block me because I asked him a question and they wouldn't do it. I thought it was so funny. I'm like, y'all aren't listening to your boss man. But do you, boo? I don't venture off over there. It does me no good. It does me no good.
Nah.
Yeah, I protect my peace.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with Gray Hughes. Look, that dude does some decent work. He does good videos. He just has different theories and opinions than I do sometimes, and that's cool. I have no problem with that. But I don't need to take myself over there and argue with him about it either.
Yeah.
That's wasting my brain cells. I got documents to damn well read. Videos to analyze, sounds to listen to. I got better things to do than go into a chat and argue with some people that don't agree with me. I'll have a conversation, but yeah, whatever. Some folks are just really argumentative and they get off on that shit, I suppose.
Yeah. I'd rather use my energy elsewhere than back and forth with someone.
Hey, look, Jeff is some people's favorite person to fight with. That's just Jeff. Jeff's going to go and he's going to cause it and he's going to be there for it.
Yeah, right. Some people can. I just
Jeff's game. Jeff knows I know. I've been trolling the streets of YouTube for a long time with old Jeff here. We go way back, don't we, Jeff?
I don't trust my wrath, put it that way. I'll keep going.
Jeff knows I tolerate him over here. He don't give me no beef.
Nah. Nope.
Okay. Miss Shorty having some typo issues, ma'am.
Oh, we all do. I'm queen of it.
She says, I'm the queen of it. She's the queen of typos.
Oh.
It makes me think of an old country song. She's the queen of my double-wide trailer. Maybe I am. I am down here below the Mason-Dixon line. You don't ever know what you're going to get. Life's like a box of chocolates with me.
Right, Forrest?
What'd he say? Gray is the one and only person I've ever blocked on YouTube. Oh, goodness. That's saying something because Forrest is so nice.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the way he talks to people is so off-putting. I hate you, chat. You didn't send me any money today. I can't do my work. You didn't pay me.
Yeah, Forrest is nice, but don't push him.
I'm not going to talk till I see super chats going off.
Right?
You want to see my video? I'll
give you super chat if you want one. You ain't gonna like it, but I'll give you one.
Get over there with Fixler and figure out how to embed them video or ads in your videos, dude. Then you ain't got to hustle for the dime no more. Is it too hot for you down here, Tom? Oh, Canadian border. I bet it's really pretty there. I've seen pictures. Do y'all have like rainy weather or is it just like good weather? I don't know. I feel like it's maybe a little rainy, but I'm not sure. I may have that confused with a different region. Yeah, I may have it confused. Yeah.
If you lose me, it's because my computer died. I thought it was something going on with my laptop.
Yeah, this time of year it's sticky, icky in Florida. Humidity's like, I'm here to stay. It's the time of year I got to keep my eye on the Gulf, not the Gulf, but the Atlantic. I got to watch those early storms roll off the coast of Africa because they got the time to cook all the way across the Atlanta. The Cape Verde season's coming. I'm in hurricane country, so yeah, I'm on standby. We got a little guy out there cooking, but he's going to go up away from me. He's not coming into the Gulf. They got to enter the Gulf of, well, I almost said Gulf of Mexico, but I think I'd be wrong legally. My beautiful Gulf, I have to wait for a storm to enter there before I freak out. Otherwise, I'm good to go. Uh-oh. Notifications. I don't even know what that was. Okay. Here we go.
If I
Yeah,
go down, it's because of my laptop. So,
Okay.
letting you know.
Yeah, it's sticky right now in Florida. Trust me. But it is. 50 super chats in 5 minutes or or you don't get nothing. Lord. And people do it though. I'm sitting there and like back in the day when I would go over there, I didn't know no better, and I'm like, he's yelling at them, and they're like just doing it. I'm like, wow, that's weird. That's weird to me. Oh, he's gonna yell at me. I better throw some money, or I won't be able to watch this. Whatever. All right, 282. Report number 282. On Tuesday, the 28th of 2024, I was notified by City of Moscow IT manager CC that the last batch of MPD emails had been converted to PDFs. These emails were from employees who worked for the Moscow Police Department at the time of the homicides, but left Moscow Police Department in subsequent months. They were looking at their own people. Or they were looking at the possibility of someone within the department because of the type of crime scene, right? There's a lot of I wonder what made them first go down that hole. We see them get in the cars and stuff. Okay, so they're looking at emails from employees who worked for the police department at the time of the homicides but left in the subsequent months. So after. Interesting. I downloaded the emails from the City of Moscow's police email archive by searching all emails sent by the following personnel. Oh shit, they didn't redact their names? Oh boy. Starting on 11/13/2022, Casey Green, Elijah Flattery, John Lawrence, Josh Kimberlin, Justin Deanne, and Roger Lanier. Oh, they included the captain. Holy shit.
Wow.
I copied these files onto maybe they were emails with the captain and these other guys because they were officers. Wow, that's super interesting. At least they were willing to go down that road and not turn a blind eye and get tunnel vision. If that's what they were doing, obviously they were. I gotta go to the restroom, guys. We're going to read a few more of these documents, and then we are going to do, as I suspected, finish this up tomorrow with our last day. Who did I get an update on? Which inmate? Koberger. Was transferred from Idaho State Correctional Institute to the maximum wide. Yeah, I knew that. I just got another message, though. This is okay. That was the old one where he got moved. Somebody got moved that they may not have sent an update out for. Was it Lori, Rick Allen, or Koberger, or Stearns? I'm watching all their asses. Okay. I'll have to look more into that later. I gotta go troll in the prisons now and see who what. Uh-oh. 4 hours ago, Law and Crime has it. Oh, Sheila Aggie was slapped with major sentence after jury convicts her.
Hmm.
We already
Well, they
had
already
this.
had sentencing?
Hold on. We got to look, Butterfly. Hold up. Let me grab it. Sorry, guys. We got to take a break for a moment. We got to check out this story we were following. I need to shut my door. My grandbaby's making noise. Not that I have a problem with that, but I don't want it to interfere. Okay, let me pull the screen up really quick. Those of you that were with us last night watching the trial, you are aware of this. So let's see what this says. Okay. We were just talking about her sentencing earlier, remember? Look, they didn't play in Escambia County, Florida, like 2 days for a trial, done, jury verdict, sentencing. We're out of here.
Yeah, that was quick.
Hold on, I got to go see what's going on in my house.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, sorry. The dog was trying to get out the door and the grandbaby was playing. All right, let's start this up, guys, and then we'll get back to a document or two before we wrap things up in a little bit. Okay. Is it going to?
Defendant is present with counsel. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict? Okay, and are you the foreperson? Yes. If you would hand the verdict form to our court deputy, I'm going to review it, make sure it's been filled out completely. It's believed to be in proper order, and I'll have Madam Clerk publish the verdict. Ms. A, do you please rise to accept the jury's verdict?
Is this just the verdict? Hold on.
In the Circuit Court for Escambia County, Florida, State of Florida Plaintiff versus Sheila Annette AG Defendant, Clerk number 1723 CF 003379B, Division A, Verdict. We, the jury, find as follows as to the count charged in the indictment. Count 1, guilty of principal to first-degree murder as charged. So say we all, this 6th day of August, 2025, Juror Carpenter, foreperson.
Would either party like the jury polled?
Paul, attorney.
Okay. Madam Clerk's going to poll you. She's going to ask you a question. If you'll just
Bless his heart.
answer her question.
Juror Carpenter, is this your individual verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as
Okay,
a
we're
whole?
going to fast forward because they're going to get to the other stuff.
Juror
Look at him.
Blake, is this your individual
Is that a
verdict?
signal?
And Juror Alden Coe, is this your
He
individual
looks at the
verdict?
camera. Watch.
Thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some in case you wish to reach out to them. They won't reach out to you, but if you'd like to, I know when I was trying cases, I did on a few occasions.
He's looking around like
have
they're
jurors
making sure
contact
everybody's
me, and it was
hearing her.
helpful to understand, what Have a nice rest of your week. Thank you.
Have a nice rest of your day. Okay, now we're getting on to sentencing. What are we doing here? A victim impact statement.
Ma'am, if you'll raise your right hand for me.
Ooh,
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, if you'll just state your name for me, ma'am.
Cornelia Sims.
Okay.
You have something to read for the judge?
I do.
Okay, please go ahead.
This is Brooklyn's mom.
Webster's dictionary defines a mother as a woman who has given birth to a child, provided an egg for a child, or who has legally adopted a child. My definition of a mother is a selfish, loving human who often sacrifices many of her own wants and needs for those needs of her children. A mother makes sure that her children are equipped with knowledge, skills, and the abilities to make it as a competent human being. It has been 1 year, 11 months, and 25 days since my daughter, Brooklyn Taylor Dior Sims, was tragically taken from me. I miss my daughter. Casey lost her mama. Casey lost her daddy. Casey lost her other grandmother. When I say my granddaughter does not understand, and I don't know if she ever will, what happened on August the 11th, 2023. When I say this, I'll never be the same. Try to go on for Casey's sake, but I'll never be the same. I want to thank you, Trey, Ms. Bridget. Thank the jurors. That today, Justin for Brooklyn Taylor Sims has been served.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
How's Casey doing now?
She's thriving. She's getting big. At the time of the incident, Casey was 15 months. October, Casey will turn 4. She's just like Brooklyn. When I say identical, she looks like her from head to toe. She's her mom.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Anybody else that wanted to be heard?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. Based on the jury's verdict, though, there's only one lawful sentence, Your Honor, and that's adjudication of guilt, life in state prison without the possibility of parole. I believe the court costs are $518, and that's all the state has, Your Honor.
I believe her credit was 722 days.
Judge, may I my client would like to say something.
Yes, sir. Just 1 second.
Vegas, Layla, we watched that video here
I would
this
like to
morning.
say that Ms. Sims is 100% correct. I failed as a mother.
She's
I failed as a friend. And I failed as a grandmother. And it was something Brooklyn didn't deserve. There's no way I can express my sorrow to you. And I'm sorry, I don't ask for forgiveness.
You
I
should.
don't ask for forgiveness. And I don't ask for forgiveness from you neither, Kiki. But I want to let you know you are a great mother. You are a great mother. You are a great grandmother. And you were a great friend. And I let you down. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart for letting you down.
She said, I let you down. Lady, you did more than that. You
And I
caused
hope
her
you-
daughter to
I hope
die.
you strive. And I hope Casey strives. And Kiki, I hope you and Ada strive. And I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. And thank you, Ms. Jeff, and thank you, Mr. Trump. And thank you, Mr. David. And I am so sorry to my family. I love y'all. And Your Honor, I apologize to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Agee.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Mr. Ackerman, anything else from you, sir?
I'm sorry.
I said, was there anything else from you?
Look, they're wearing the same clothes. Sentencing took place yesterday, right after the hearing,
Yeah.
right after the trial was over.
I'm
We
surprised
went
they allowed her to
Based
turn
on
around
the
and
jury's
address the
verdict
victims. I
finding
mean, come
you
on.
guilty as charged of principal to first-degree murder, I will adjudicate you guilty
Yeah.
of that charge, sentence you to life in the Florida Department of Corrections without the possibility of parole.
Life without
I
parole.
believe she has credit for 722 days. Any objection to that amount of credit? And she'll be given that credit. I'll impose $518 in court cost. Madam Clerk, there's no other required cost, correct?
All right. Well, now she can go enjoy her stay in the Florida State
Mm-hmm.
prison system, just like her son and Stephon Stearns. We want her sent where Sarah Boone is at. We decided that last night during my late night stream that
Mm.
she needs to go where Sarah's at and be suitcased. Ooh, I said it. Okay. Let me see what's going on over here in the chat. You
I don't know if
guys.
I would have been able to stay quiet if she turned around and addressed me as her mother.
No, and I would have went in a little hard.
Mhm.
When I was the Brooklyn's mom talking about what a mother does to raise and protect her child, I'd have went in hard at what that woman did to fail
Mhm.
at that miserably, right?
Yep.
Failed miserably at it. So good riddance to bad rubbish. Again, I feel horrible for Brooklyn's little girl. And Brooklyn, I mean, didn't even know it was coming.
Mhm. I like when the judges address the defendant after they've been
Yeah.
found guilty. Like
So
at
Vegas,
sentencing, I like when they do that.
yeah. Vivian posted the link to the Idaho Statesman, which is what we reviewed here this morning. There is unfortunately ads embedded in the damn video. What, Joe? One of the witnesses asked, "Why'd you do it, Raymond?" while on the witness stand, and that caused a retrial, a mistrial, and had to get a retrial. Yeah, in this particular one, we had a weird lady doing a crossword puzzle because she said it helped her concentrate during the trial. And then she took it to the deliberation room and she started it back up when she got in trouble. So it was a mistrial. And hell, we watched this whole trial last night in 5 hours. Was it like 5 hours? It might have been 6. I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah, we finished late.
it was a mini trial is what I called it. But she got what she deserved. Her text messages
Mhm.
alone were just, they hung her hook, line, and sinker.
And she still testified.
Yeah, you guys, if you're curious
Oh.
about that, we did cover that trial last night because it is a local case to me, but it was covered by Court TV, and it has been off and on since it happened. It just wasn't like a high profile thing, but when I saw they were doing it, I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and I wanted to watch it, so my crew here wanted to watch it with me, so we did that last night. Now I saw some stuff about the Courier case. Let me go up here and find you guys' comments. Arizona still got Lori in the custody. Yeah, I haven't gotten the notification she's been moved yet. And I have been signed up for her notifications. All right, guys. So we'll get back to it. If you have any questions, and drop them in the comments. I'm trying to keep up with them. Y'all know I usually sit and chill and talk to you guys. We'll look at a couple more documents, and we're going to wrap it up for today and come back in the morning. And finish up this preview of these documents. And then I've got some particulars that we can put together to discuss for a later show.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Document 283 is where we are at now. Okay, let me get this one pulled up. I don't know. I took a glimpse. Are we going to learn if we can stargaze at night or not. Let's see what this is about. Document or report number 283, and it's by Detective Payne. File attached to the Spillman file under weather data from 11/22 to 11/13/2022. Anne's like, we have an alibi. State's like, really? Now that you said that, can we get it? Sure. Stargazing. Introducing the weather reports. On July 2nd, 2024, I assessed the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's website for historical weather data. Why did you wait until July of 2024? Because that's when they got the damn alibi. I got to go back and figure out what date exactly that the alibi was turned over. Maybe it was 2024. Yeah. Okay, I accessed the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration's website for historical weather data titled National Centers for Environmental Information. Within this website, I accessed the local climatological data tool and selected the state of Washington to research weather stations. I located the Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport weather station in the search results and requested data for the dates 11/22 to 11/13. Within this tower data, I selected the following information: daily output, hourly precipitation output, hourly remarks output, and documentation. I completed the above mentioned date range and requested the date be sent to my department email. Later the same day, I received an email saying the data was prepared for the download. I downloaded the file onto my department laptop and attached it to the case files electronically. The PDF document provided was 19 pages in length. For a weather report? Upon review of the document and the provided information key at the bottom, I was able to determine that the portions of the report were reporting on the requested dates. The most pertinent information was located on pages 2 and 3. The pages were a report of local climatological data hourly observations. The hours from 14:33 on 11/12 to 6:53 a.m. on 11/13 show the observations of OVC 08 under sky conditions. Each entry has a single number after OVC 08. On page 10 of the document is a section detailing what these values mean. The following is from the document. What are great minds thinking alike about? Oh, wait a minute. I went up. I was looking down at chat. Okay. Sky conditions. A report of each cloud layer up to 3, giving the following information. Each layer giving in the following format. And then it gives a bunch of numbers. CCC is coverage, and it's the key. Okay, CLR is clear sky. FEW is few clouds. SCT is scattered clouds. BKN is broken clouds. OVC is overcast. VV is obscured sky. Obscured sky. That's a cool name. Partially obscured sky. Because so 10 would be a partially obscured sky. 11 is layer amount used in conjunction with coverage above or code above, given in eighths of sky covered cloud by cloud. Specifically, 00-08 indicates the number of octaves that the cloud layer takes up in the total sky. Damn, their report got pretty intricate, didn't it? Okay, for additional information, see integrated surface data. So it gives you all of the, it doesn't give us the actual report, which a lot of us looked up the report many moons ago. And we know what the conditions were like, and they weren't conducive to stargazing. Which pain report, Dan? I've done read. I'm at the number 283. I've read a bunch by Payne, so I'm going to need a little bit more specific, my guy. A little more specific. This is the undercover cop car, not the Elantra. Is that an old comment from when earlier? Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, it was the cop car they were talking about in that document. We knew that. I don't know. I don't know. So this was the weather report they looked up. To match that, look at the conditions and see if you could stargaze. Okay, let's go up to... This will be the last one for today, guys, because I do got a couple of things to do around here this afternoon. And we are literally almost done. We can get back at this in the morning and wrap this on up. Ah, that was almost a fiasco. Okay. Number 284. If you can tell me which document, I'd be glad to look at it again. I have detailed notes on all these documents. Molly did describe seeing a tan car, but we don't see a tan car come into the frame of the 1112 footage. So I don't know where the car came from. If it was already back there, was it a person who lived back there? There's a car that leaves on the camera, but Idaho Statesman decided to 15 times it, and you just it zips out. I can't tell if it's a tan car, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm waiting on the video to come out without it being 15 times speed so I can tell. I don't know which cop has the short spiky hair. One of the ones they were looking at a while ago in their other report? Maybe. Maybe. But here's the thing. If they have a shady report or a misstep in the investigation, I'll talk about it absolutely 1,000%. Everybody here knows I will. I've been doing it all since we started this. But the guy said he did it, and I don't have any reason to doubt it, right? So I don't, yeah, I just don't. Not unless he files this crazy little appeal thingy for ineffective counsel. Ann Taylor. Number 284. On June 26, 2024, I requested assistance from City of Moscow IT manager with determining what logins may have been created for user on Moscow PD computers by other agency personnel, i.e. FBI or ISP. He asked the IT manager about it to determine what logins, okay, to get them off the table, right? C told me the following names were created during the time frame of 11/13 to 12/30, all redacted. Also told me numerous Moscow Police Department computers have been rotated out since the time frame, and drivers on those computers have been wiped clean. I requested C access those username accounts and make sure there was nothing case-related on them. I spoke to C on 7/2/24 and told me he checked those usernames and there was nothing related to this case pertaining to any of those accounts. It will request all MPD personnel access with workstations they remember using during the time to further identify. Wow. That's an interesting document. I wonder if they're... maybe I shouldn't think about that out loud. I don't want to be responsible for bad information or misinformation. If somebody come at me in my chat in a minute, like the bat signal went off, oh, somebody made a bad comment, y'all run over there in droves.
Red lights.
Red, you know, they're all the YouTube streets, all traffic jam. Take a right, Salty's channel's over there.
Agree, Miss Shorty.
What did she say? Oh, yeah. He voids all of it. No agreement, no nothing. Right back to the drawing board. Is that his end game? because I'm fully aware of the whole appeals process and what it would take for him to get the appeal and why and all that. I doubt he's going to do an appeal, but if he did, would it be under ineffective counsel? Because Ann Taylor didn't mind telling everybody for over a year how she needed to be effective, and they were causing her to be ineffective by not giving her more time. Did we lay the
Wasn't
groundwork
that
for appeal?
wasn't that one of the questions Hitler asked them?
Yeah, yes. I'm just saying. People want to still talk about he's out here. Nancy Grace is out there telling the whole world he's trying to appeal.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if the guy appeals, if he's that damn gotta go do it, okay? If he's just gotta go be Koberger and be the last in the room, the loudest and the right one, if he files an appeal, it will be for ineffective counsel. That's all I'm saying. If he does it. Yeah.
Then,
Oh, Miss
then
Shorty
that
coming
means he
through.
lied to
Thank you,
them.
Miss
Yeah.
Shorty, for your support. What was that, hun?
He lied to the judge then. That's the case.
Oh, Koberger ain't gonna tell the truth. You know, he's gonna look. Even if he had planned to do an appeal, he's gonna sit there and go through the motions in that court hearing. That's all there is to it. He's not gonna be like, I'm more concerned about lying to the judge or any of that. He's going through the motions of what he has to do in the moment to file that appeal. Because everybody's like, oh, well, he can't fight the state, the big bad state. He'll never get out of that death penalty. He did it to save his life. Well, the state stood there and said, we don't got nothing but some grainy car footage, some phone pings, and the sheath with the DNA. That's what we got. Like, still, it's crazy insane. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if the guy does a appeal or not. What do you guys in chat think? Do y'all think he's got it in him to fight for appeal, or is he just going to sit there and roll with it? Right? Oh, thank you, Butterfly. She's gifting out some memberships here. Miss Woozy, welcome in. Dan, Dale, Misbehaving, Ashley, Melissa, guys, welcome in. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. Yeah, we've been unpacking these Moscow Police Department documents since they dropped. And like I said, we do have a playlist rolling. We're up to episode 10. We will conclude tomorrow with episode 11. And then we can move on to something else until more Koberger stuff comes down. So I got a feeling it's going to be consuming us for a while. And I'll keep an eye out on the video for 1112 and see if we can get a better video without all the ads stuck up in the middle of it. Because that's annoying.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome in all you new members. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody coming in and giving the channel a chance and checking us out. We hope we didn't run anybody off. Witchy says some 3D chess and playing. Yeah, setting the foundation for ineffective counsel long before any of it went up. Any of us in the state realized it. Yes, ma'am. Witchy woman. I feel your vibe and I like it. Just know, I see you, girl, or guy, whatever. I get nervous calling people guy or girl because you don't ever know if they are or aren't. All right. You don't think he'll appeal? He's scared of the death penalty. Scared of what that sheath's going to do, right? I don't know. Yeah. It would be wild if he did appeal. Would I put it past him? I don't know him enough like that. I don't know him like that yet. You know what I mean? I don't know him like that to see if he would actually appeal and throw mommy under the bus for ordering that K-bar for him. Okay. I don't know. I'm making that up. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Teresa. This is a great channel, she says. Well, we are enjoying you being a part of our community here. You guys are all welcome. Come on in. Miss Shorty out there gifting out some memberships. Goodness, guys, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Just Amber, Jeff, Joanne, Lana, and Lauren, welcome in, guys. Welcome
Miss
to Lead
Woozy.
Investigators. Woozy, yes, ma'am. Welcome to Lead Investigators. We'll be putting together some members only stuff here soon, I promise. But you guys just being here is amazing, and joining the conversation about true crime, right? And trying to leave all the drama and all that set that down yonder in the trailer park. We don't need it. Anyway, we'll talk about it from time to time, but we ain't going to dwell on it. All right, guys. Butterfly, thanks for coming up and hanging out with me. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Always a pleasure.
Woozy giving out memberships now. Oh my goodness. Okay. I see it now coming up on my screen. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Again, guys, hit the like button for me. We appreciate it. Helping the channel grow over here, and that's what it's all about. Finding our
Chrissy.
tribe. What is that? Joe Schmo. Oh, he is an OG. Welcome to all the new members. Thank you, Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo and I, we go way back. We go way, way back. We were all together. We started our channels
Yep.
up like not far apart, you know, and we just
Mhm.
been there supporting each other the whole way. He's part of my
Yep.
Delphi team. I got to get him caught up on some things because boy, oh boy. All right. With that said, green is her favorite color. It's becoming all of our favorite colors, right? All right, guys. Yeah, this has become part of my morning ritual. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that comment because I like spending my day with you guys, and I'm glad you like coming in and hanging with me.
It's the best.
Prince Lover, welcome in. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go for the day. If you want to get caught up on the playlist for these doc drops, be my guest. And if you want to come back tomorrow morning and finish up this with us, we'd appreciate you, and we'll happy to see you. Butterfly, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See you
Yep,
soon.
everybody
Take care.
have a great afternoon. I'll probably see you on this YouTube street somewhere tonight after my dinner, and I'll be trolling, going around somewhere.
Right.
I got notifications on for like 2 things already.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow. Much love from little Yas to each of you.